You're watching Peloton Statement Saturday.
It's days like this that are unique to college football in a football-frenzied town like Pittsburgh, where fans on both sides sense it in the air. The hype, the hope, and in this case, the Hall of Famers. With Pitt and Notre Dame meeting up, the legends have come out. The bus is here with Irish eyes smiling. Aaron Donald is set to be honored today. And it's a Tony Dorsett anniversary that's cherished. Notre Dame is rolling with the best running backs in the country. Love and Price and Love. It's been 7 straight wins for ND, 3 more, and they're likely in. The story no one saw coming is Pitt's 18-year-old true freshman quarterback, Mason Heinschel. 5-0 as the gutsy starter, and he's confidently seeking a big upset right now. From Pittsburgh, we welcome you to the ACC and ABC College Football presented by Starbucks. Number 9 Notre Dame, 22nd ranked Pitt, the 74th meeting. Notre Dame's 5th most played series, and this one, it comes with so much on the line. Notre Dame can win out, make the CFP. Pitt has an obvious path. They can get to the ACC championship game. Good afternoon, everybody. Joe Tessitore, as always, with Jesse Palmer. And Jesse, you think back to Notre Dame, they lose those 2 close games at the beginning of the year. That seems like a very long time ago now when you watch how they have strung together these wins.
Yeah, Notre Dame's put themselves in position to get back to the college football playoff, and they have to have that playoff mindset, knowing with 2 losses, they lose 1 and they're out. But to me, they are one of the 12 best teams in the country, and to me, they passed the eye test. Offense explosive, led by Jeremiah Love. Their quarterback, C.J. Carr, playing with a lot of confidence, and their defense also playing at a really high level right now. I think the biggest criticism that people have is that they're not deserving of their ranking based on the schedule they've played so far. I think they have a chance to quiet some of that noise today. If they get a win on the road, very good Pitt team, very aggressive Pitt team, I think that changes the dynamic a little bit. I think we'll have a good gauge of just how deserving Notre Dame is after today.
And Jesse, here is Marcus Freeman and the Irish. They have gotten better and better. The final moments of inspiration before the Irish hit the field here in Pittsburgh. During this 7-game win streak, Notre Dame has a plus 183-point margin, 2nd best in the country. The hype for this one's been bubbling up. Katie George is in the middle of it with College Game Day wrapping up on the field. Katie?
Well, Tess, it's been 20 years since this College Game Day set was on this field. Students were camped outside the stadium starting at 3 p.m. yesterday. There hasn't been this much hype and buzz around Pitt football in quite some time. The guys are making their final picks on set on ESPN. Pitt legend Aaron Donald is the guest picker. He's being recognized at halftime as his jersey is being retired. He's just one of many legends here this afternoon. In this game, it used to be about all the Hall of Fame players playing in this rivalry. Today, it's about 2 teams trying to keep their playoff chances alive, Tess.
No doubt about it, Katie. You get to this point of the season, you think about all the work that was put into it, all the obstacles overcome, the starting quarterbacks feeling the pressure, Carr and Heinschel. It's kickoff after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Notre Dame won the toss. They elected to defer. And say hello to the 18-year-old who is 5-0 as the starter, Mason Heinschel.
He's got elite arm talent, Joe. He can make NFL throws all over the place. Does it from the pocket, does it under duress. He is a very natural passer of the football and throws from a bunch of really awkward body angles as well. He's going to need all of that arm talent, too, because this Notre Dame defense, man, they've got some ball hawks in the secondary.
And Pitt's got speed at running back and receiver opposite that with Desmond Reed in the backfield. He's just 5'8", 175, but an all-purpose kind of guy. Heinschel to open up the game passing as he gets it to the outside, and it is Reed who turns the corner and gets a chunk play to open up the game for Pitt. Smith makes the tackle.
Well, Reed is one of the best pass-catching running backs that you're going to find in college football. He's missed 3 games this year due to injury. They're so happy having him back. He's a big play waiting to happen.
And now tempo by Pitt right away. 19 yards from Desmond Reed on the first play of the game. Quick to the line, but then slowing things down as Cade Bell, the young offensive coordinator, and the 18-year-old quarterback get on the same page. Here is Reed. And Reed able to square the shoulders and make his way to the 49. The impact players are brought to you by Fairfield by Mary.
Well, you've already seen Desmond Reed make an impact on the first play of the game. Kenny Johnson, really good route runner, strong after the catch. Drake Bowen is a tackling machine for Notre Dame at linebacker. And then Leonard Moore is as close to a shutdown corner as you'll find in college football.
Second and 5. Heinschel gets it up quickly and gets it complete to his tight end, Justin Holmes, and a good start to the game for the Pitt offense.
Well, they got the tight end, Holmes, all the way outside wide, running a hitch route, and it's inside. It's Blue Hicks, just getting a little bit of the nickel to slow him down to help open up that throw, and there you see the arm talent of Heinschel.
12-yard reception as he connects with Holmes. Jet motion, play action. Heinschel's going to take a shot downfield, and it's off the fingertips of Poppy Williams.
I wonder if that bounced off his shoulder pad, Joe. It looked like that time Poppy Williams got in behind the defender. It was a Don Schuler at safety, and the ball just kind of creeped up on him. I think it hit his right shoulder pad and popped up in the air. A huge missed opportunity early there for Pitt, almost getting an explosive play.
Yeah, Poppy Williams had his man beat. So instead leads him at 2nd and 10 on this opening drive. They go inside to Reed, and he's wrapped up right away after just a gain of maybe 1.5 yards. That was Jaden Ausberry on the tackle for the Irish.
So this is a big play for the Irish defense here, because you see what they've been able to do since Mason Heinschel took over as starting quarterback. Touchdowns on their opening drive in all 5 games. They've been able to seize momentum.
They're down and 8. Heinschel with time drives the ball complete. Oh, what a hit! Ball comes out at the end after a big hit there, and they are ruling it incomplete. As Joshua Burnham went for the loose ball, but Blue Hicks was just blown up that time.
It's coming over the middle of the field. It's a Don Schuler that got beat on the throw just a few plays ago. And a really good clean hit. Just getting his shoulder on it, getting the helmet low, knocking that thing free. That was going to be a first down for Pitt. But what a physical play in the back end by Notre Dame's defense.
With the ball on the 37-yard line, that no man's land. So Pitt will go for it on what is 4th and 8. They're 14 out of 20 this year on 4th down. Here's 4th and 8 on the opening drive. Heinschel going to try to turn his way back, and instead it's Burnham with the sack. And what a loss of yardage for Pitt, as Notre Dame will take over on the plus side to open up the game.
Well, Notre Dame's bringing a blitz with Jaden Ausberry up the middle right here, but it's going to be outside. Joshua Burnham just winning the one-on-one against Kendall Stanley. So you get the big play in the secondary, knocking the ball free, forcing the incompletion on 3rd down. You follow that up now with a huge sack. Notre Dame's offense now taking over in great field position. Outstanding 2 plays in a row there by Notre Dame's defense.
Chris Ash, the outstanding defensive coordinator, is the 18-year-old true freshman who took a loss of 17. C.J. Carr and that Notre Dame offense starting things off at the 46-yard line of Pitt, as Carr is able to connect immediately with Malachi Fields.
Yeah, really impressed with C.J. Carr this year. The number 2 ranked pocket passer coming out of high school 2 years ago. Very accurate, throws a very catchable ball. I've been very impressed watching him throw the ball down the field. Accurate as well. Got thrown into the fire week 1 and 2 against Miami and A&M. I thought handled it really well, though, Joe. He's been getting more and more confident each and every week.
8 yards to Fields on the opening play. Here is Jeremiah Love. Top 5 in FBS in rush yards, and just so versatile and dynamic.
Well, this is a Pitt defense that loves the pressure, and you can gash it. That's the living and dying when you blitz as much as Pitt does here. And just a simple zone play, giving it off to what I think is the best running back in college football, finding the crease.
11-yard run by Love. First down, Notre Dame. He'll get it to Love out of the backfield, and he's tackled for a loss immediately that time. It was a great play by Isaiah Neal.
Well, Isaiah Neal is a defensive tackle who that time was lined up a little bit further out wide. He's just going to see this swing pass and just read it and then react accordingly. Doesn't get cut block. Good heads-up play by him. Now, he's playing a little bit out of position. Normally a D tackle, but because of injuries they've had this year to Blaine Spires and Zach Crothers, he's had to play outside. Very smart heads-up play that time by Neal.
He's also dealing with an injury. You see that cast on his hand as he was trying to wrap up Love. It's a loss of 7. Second and 17. Love again. He's wrapped up as he makes his way inside the 30-yard line. Sheen Biles, excellent linebacker with the tackle there. They have a very talented crew of linebackers.
Take a look at the impact players. You talked about Love and Price in the open, the best running back duo, I think, in the nation. Kyle Lewis and Sheen Biles form what I think is also one of the best linebacking groups in the country for Pitt's defense. So a really good positional matchup in this one, I think, between those two sides.
3rd down and 10 for the Irish after the turnover on downs. The sack on 4th down by their defense. Now what can their offense offer up? Carr. That was denied that time. It was Rashad Battle getting the best of Malachi Fields, the intended target.
Yeah, I think Pitt has a unique matchup at corner with a 6'3" Rashad Battle going up a 6'4" Malachi Fields. A nice job reading the throw, breaking on it, knocking it away clean. That's a nice stop for Pitt's defense after the offense had a couple negative plays to set them up now into field goal range.
Well, this has been the big struggle for Notre Dame this year. The place-kicking situation. Eric Schmidt, 0 for 2 on the season, a 46-yard attempt. And it is off to the right, and the struggles continue with the place-kicking for the Irish. Coach Freeman, we talked to him the other day. He describes it as a mental issue. They got a sports psychologist involved. But UC got underneath it, over rotation, off to the right. So the Irish come up empty.
But it takes everybody together here. Okay, we do it together. Okay, we lock the gates. We're in our house. We win. In our house. We win. Okay, there ain't no doubt about it, guys. We're in our house. We're gonna win. Okay, we lock those gates. Nobody comes into our house. Nobody. Everybody got it. Let's go. Let's bring it in. Here we go. It's time.
Coach Narduzzi, 11th season at Pitt. His last 3 weeks could be very special. The big ones in front of him right here. Desmond Reed trying to find some footing on the right side, tackled by Thealamu Asa.
Yeah, Joe, that was an amazing pregame speech, too. We were all listening to it up here in the booth. About 10 minutes long. And he touched on everything they had to do to win the game on offense, on defense, and special teams. He said this was going to be a reality show. He said people were going to find out in real time at home just how good Pitt is.
What was the average Steve Spurrier length on a
it was much, much shorter. Minute at most.
His 2nd and 8, man in his face for Heinschel as he gets free for a moment. And then is tracked down by Joshua Burnham, who had the 4th down sack to open up the game. Devontae Smith was applying pressure early.
Yeah, Devontae Smith is going to be coming off the edge in the slot. Nobody blocks him, and they're happy to get the Alabama transfer back in the game. He's missed a lot of time this year due to injury. Got him back against Navy, and you can see he's not just big in coverage, but he's a big part of their pressure plan as well.
Does have time, and it was nearly intercepted by Christian Gray. It goes incomplete, and Pitt will be punting away. Blue Hicks was again the intended target.
That's a really good job by Christian Gray, running stride for stride with Pitt's fastest wide receiver, Blue Hicks, on a crossing route. Christian Gray's been slowed recently because of a hip injury. He actually missed their last 2 games. They're happy to get him back in the lineup, too, because we talked about the ball hawks they have in the back end. Obviously very good in man coverage.
Junko on to punt away. Jordan Faison, the return man for the Irish. Takes a pick bounce and then is fielded off the bounce, and it was actually a good decision by Faison as he makes the most of it with a decent return for the Irish. So much on the line here in Pittsburgh today. Scoreless early on.
ABC College Football is presented by the Starbucks Coffee Company and in part by Peloton.
Jesse, it's 50 years ago to the day when Tony Dorsett ran for 303 yards and Pittsburgh beat Notre Dame.
I'll tell you, it's amazing. In 136 years of football, Joe, at Pitt, 100 All-Americans, 25 college football Hall of Famers. I think you could make the argument he's the best of them all. When you take a look at that list, that is saying something. That guy was special.
Was he ever? 50 years ago to the day, and here they are meeting up. Love. Jeremiah Love with a spin. Here he goes. Jeremiah Love. A 56-yard touchdown run with a spin move.
Great job blocking up front by Notre Dame's offensive line and tight end. Helps spring Jeremiah Love into the second level. And that's all you're trying to do, because you can make somebody miss and hit the home run.
With that run, he just went over 2,500 rushing yards in his career. And you see he leads FBS in touchdowns. And Eric Schmidt has to feel good about hitting an extra point as well. A 56-yard touchdown run. Jeremiah Love over 1,000 rushing yards this season.
Sullivan Absher's going to get this block. The tight end comes along, gets on Lewis, and you're getting one-on-one with the safety Kabir Baines-Marquez. And that's not a great matchup. Jeremiah Love is so freakishly athletic, and he's so explosive. It shows you the circle button here in the second level. Man, it's just poetry in motion, and a big explosive chunk play early for the Irish offense.
Katie?
Well, guys, Love believes his play as of late is worthy of some Heisman buzz. He said his mindset coming into the last 3 games of the season was to give it all and make some spectacular plays. He said, I need to do something crazy, something more impressive than last week, which was hard to imagine because last week's touchdown run was absolutely unbelievable. But somehow this man seems to deliver on his word time and time again.
You know, Katie, we do take requests. We should show that touchdown run from last week, as it is 7-zip Irish after Jeremiah Love ripped off the 56-yard touchdown run. Here's Spann on the return, as he has a nice return for Pitt. Let's show you what happened last week with Jeremiah Love. The incredible 48-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it looks like a ho-hum play off to the right-hand side. Little handoff and the gun pistol makes the guy miss. Okay, at this point now he's going down. But he actually never touched the ground. And we talked about the athleticism. You've got to be so careful with Jeremiah Love and literally see him or his knee or his elbow touch the ground. And there's the spin move. There's the balance. There are a lot of offensive coordinators in the NFL hoping they get the opportunity to call plays with that guy lining up in the backfield.
Heinschel. That ball is picked. Adon Schuler. Actually, that's Tay Johnson. His jersey was pulled up. Tay Johnson with the interception return.
It was a really
and just like that, the Irish.
Tay Johnson's here. He's just watching and waiting for an in-breaking route around the outside. Only a freshman. He has such a good feel. That now is 4th interception on the season. Took over as the starter earlier against Purdue, and tremendous range, tremendous instincts, and 2 plays just like that. Notre Dame looking to go up 14-0.
Eric Schmidt adds the extra point, and don't blink, it's 14-zip. Watch this from Tay Johnson.
How nice is it to have Leonard Moore at one corner, you got Christian Gray in the other, and then, oh yeah, your safeties can make plays like this. That's not an easy catch, by the way. Mason Heinchel has an absolute cannon for an arm, and Tay Johnson just naturally plucks that out of the air on the run, taking it back for a pick six, the 17th interception this year, Joe, for Notre Dame's defense.
10 seconds and 2 touchdowns. Now the true freshman quarterback looks up at that scoreboard and he sees himself in a deep hole.
Well, you're going to learn a lot about Heinchel here as well. Remember, only a true freshman playing only in his 6th game as a starter. And how do you respond to adversity? That's one thing you're always trying to evaluate. What does he do now on this next drive after throwing the pick six?
Span's going to take it out from a few yards in his own end zone. And he makes it just beyond the 15. So Jeremiah Love puts on a show. These are the 2 touchdowns, and then it's the defense.
Yeah, this is on the counter play with a great job pulling by Absher to help spring him into the second level. And Notre Dame up 7-0. The very first play on the next drive, the pick six by Tay Johnson. You know, as you're watching Notre Dame and people talk about it, we're evaluating them. Are they worthy of being a college football playoff team? Part of that is the resume. Part of it is the eye test as well. And you can see they've got playmakers on both sides of the ball.
We'll see how the young quarterback responds. Give it to Turner, the other freshman offensive star this year, as he is wrapped up and driven back after a gain of just a yard. Jordan Botello with the tackle.
Well, this is a very physical front seven from Notre Dame. The D linemen do a good job eating up blocks, and they allow linebackers to run free and make tackles. They rotate about 14 different guys in that front seven. They're just giving up 102 rushing yards a game.
Heinchel, as it's incomplete, as he was trying to connect with Deuce Spann. The 6'4" target was covered by Smith.
Really good job by Devontae Smith there, now setting up another 3rd and long situation. And this is a Pittsburgh offense that likes to release their tight ends and running backs out into routes. Notre Dame knows that. It'd be interesting here to see on 3rd and long if they decide to dial up pressure and try to get to Heinchel.
They're down in 9. Right up the middle on a delay, and they are able to get to him, and it's a Don Schuler coming from his safety position.
Well, when you're blitzing from depth, the D linemen up front and linebackers, they got to clear space, and you're going to get that here. One guy going this way, one guy going this way, and then the delay blitz gets home. This is perfectly executed and orchestrated by Chris Ash, the defensive coordinator. Nice patience that time by Schuler, not giving it away, coming from depth, and there's the pressure we thought might happen on 3rd down.
2nd, 3 and out for Pitt. Faison driven back by Junko's punt to the 36. But he's able to turn the corner on the outside and cross midfield. Quick strike attack by the Irish. They did it on offense. They did it on defense. Notre Dame is hunting down a college football playoff spot. 14-zip on the road. Pitt's Pat Narduzzi was asked if this is a must-win game this week. He said, absolutely not. It's not an ACC game. They could put up 100 on us as long as we win the next 2 after that. He's right in saying you win the next 2, you go to the ACC championship game. As for 100, well, they got 14 right now, and it's the first quarter.
Well, the truth is they actually need help to get into the ACC championship game, too. They need either the winner of Virginia and Duke today to lose one more, or they need SMU to lose.
Today does not impact that. Chris Narduzzi walked back those comments a little bit. Hit as he throws his cars. It goes incomplete. Yesterday he said to us, listen, I got my master's degree in sports psychology. No game that's a must. Then today on College Game Day, walked it back even further, said it is about today.
Here's Tamon Lynam coming on a corner blitz. You don't see a lot of this from Pitt's defense. Normally it's linebackers that are blitzing. That time he caught tight end Ty Washington, the transfer from Arkansas, just sleeping a little bit. And C.J. Carr, man, he takes a massive shot.
Quickly getting it into space. It's Will Pauling who goes ahead for maybe a yard.
And you just saw that graphic. Pitt blitzes 40% of the time. That's their D coordinator, Randy Bates. They do it more than any team in the ACC. Normally it's linebackers. Normally it's 5- and 6-man pressures, but every single week with D linemen stunting and twisting, linebackers shooting gaps, they just overwhelm offensive linemen, and they're averaging 8 tackles per loss a game. 5th best in the nation.
See what they offer up on 3rd and 9. Carr again quickly out to Pauling, and he is tripped up and taken down short of the line to gain by McIntyre.
Well, that time they show blitz, and they end up backing out of it. So Notre Dame's throwing a quick screen to the outside, thinking the pressure's coming. It was a nice play call by Bates defensively that time. And how about the hit by the captain, Javon McIntyre, just sending the Wisconsin transfer Pauling up and over.
See, McIntyre has been on the roster for a long time. He's on that 2021 ACC championship team. Rendell on to punt away. Fair catch at about the 7-yard line. Let's look at who's bringing the heat, brought to you by Sonic.
We talked about Mason Heinzel's arm talent making NFL-type throws. They show up all over the place on film. Here's 3rd and 13 against NC State, a classic dig concept with a clear out in the slot. There's going to be a window that he's got to throw this ball into between 6 defenders, and it's an absolute laser. They get it converted. Here against Stanford, glance backside. You got to beat a safety who starts in the box, buzzing back to the middle of the field with the throw. It's just perfect for a score. But we talked about the awkward body throws too. 3rd and 14, Florida State makes the edge rusher miss. Watch this. I don't know how you coach that. I don't know what you call this, but somehow he gets it out of his hand accurately into the end zone for a touchdown.
This is Turner on the carry, as he is taken down at the 13-yard line.
In case you thought I was lying and that was going to be an incompletion on that last throw by Heinzel, this actually is complete. Take a watch of this. He just kind of pivots, gets his shoulder around. It doesn't get more awkward body than that. I mean, he just has things you simply can't coach. He does it from the pocket. He does it outside the pocket. And he's got this coaching staff so excited about what the future could be here for this offense.
Well, right now the present is 3 of 8. An interception that was returned for a pick-6 touchdown, and he's been sacked 3 times. So let's see if he can straighten things out here early on. 2nd and 4. A-gap pressure is picked up. Out of the backfield is Reed, who will have the first down for the Panthers.
That's the 2nd time in the game they found the matchup, Desmond Reed against Drake Bowen. Drake Bowen's a really good tackler, but he can't run with Desmond Reed this way. And so when Heinzel's seeing this, that's his first progression. He sees the way the defender's playing, and he's just going to get it out to his small running back quickly.
Heinzel on first down, backed up all the way to the 7-yard line. And a flag is down back at the 28.
Holding. Defense number 0. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's Devontae Smith, the Alabama transfer, who's made a few good plays here early in this game. That time on the holding penalty now sets Pitt up in first down.
Reed is trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but instead he is tackled for a loss. It was Bowen the first to get to him, and then Burnham cleaned it up.
Well, you're getting penetration, and it's Joshua Burnham who had a sack on the opening drive on 4th down. He's getting upfield. Drake Bowen doing a nice job coming out the outside, forcing the ball back in. They're playing with really good leverage right now, and I'd say at the line of scrimmage, you see Chris Ash there, the D coordinator for Notre Dame. They've been more physical. They've been winning the line of scrimmage here early.
Chris Ash, who replaced Al Golden as defensive coordinator. Second down and 11 for Pittsburgh. Four-man rush, and quickly getting it to Reed, and jumping right on top of that was Leonard Moore, the ultra-talented corner.
Well, the last time in third and long, Notre Dame brought pressure. I'd expect them to do it here again. Pittsburgh has got to be able to win. They've got a good group of receivers, Joe. Kenny Johnson, Blue Hicks, Poppy Williams. They can win on routes, but Heinzel needs time. And this offensive line has got to be able to give him a pocket to survey the field and deliver the ball downfield.
Third and 11. Heinzel, pocket is collapsing as he looks to scramble, but on third and 11, he has run out, took an unnecessary hit as he lowered his shoulder ahead. That's the kind of thing an 18-year-old quarterback will do, and Donovan Heinisch was there to meet him.
Yeah, that time Notre Dame showed up in a blitz look. They actually drop Bowen, but they bring Osbury here, and Desmond Reed's in there trying to help out his quarterback as much as he can. Here's the thing, Joe. Notre Dame is challenging Pittsburgh's wide receivers. We've seen press man coverage every single snap, and Pittsburgh right now having a hard time separating.
Third punt already for Caleb Junko for Pitt. Faison lets it bounce and then right into his hands near the 20 as he looks to retreat, and when he tried to turn around, he was dragged down right at the 20-yard line.
I've been really impressed watching Notre Dame's O-line, especially in pass protection. Here in blitz pickup against Boston College, you got a stunning D-end. You can't get through. They give C.J. Carr really nice pocket to throw from. It's an easy touchdown pass downfield to Will Pauling. But this time against NC State, linebackers in the A-gaps to bring in the safety. The line take the linebackers. Running backs able to get up on the safety. Nice job by Raritan outside at tight end. And it's another TD pass. But they can be physical, too. And they can get the run game going. Watch both guards here against USC, particularly the right guard, Gerby Lambert, only a freshman, getting a pancake block. It's pretty amazing when you consider that they've had a lot of injuries, are playing with backups, but still playing at a very high level.
Price is able to get to the outside. A flag comes down.
Holding. Offense number 75. The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
That's Sullivan Absher at left guard, who's in his third start in this game, playing for the injured Billy Shrouth. Now, Joe Otting at center is also taken over for Ashton Craig, who was lost for the season with a knee injury against NC State. And then Gerby Lambert is a freshman playing right guard. Charles Jagusa was supposed to be the starting right guard this year, but broke his arm in a UTV accident back in July.
Mike Denbrock, the offensive coordinator, he said, listen, 3 of the 5 guys who were expected to be the guys this year, so giving credit for pivoting. On a delay handoff, tackled for a loss this time. That was Price, who was tackled by Brew.
It's Brew, number 95, inside for Pitt, just doing a great job one-on-one. We talk about how you've got to be physical, and they're slanting and they're stunning. You're taking on the center, and you're able to beat him across his face. You get a big TFL. That time, no pressures, just one-on-one, getting into the backfield and making a play.
And all of a sudden, listen to how loud this stadium has gotten. Quickly into space, it's Smith, K.K. Smith, as he is brought down near the 15-yard line. There's Biles with the tackle. So it's going to be a third and long and an opportunity for the Pitt defense.
This was a game that kind of got out of whack just a little while ago on 2 back-to-back plays, but it does feel like the energy in the stadium now coming back, Joe, here on third down.
Flag obviously down, and Carr will take a shot with it. Wow, what an effort by Fields. Malachi Fields with a sensational grab.
by C.J. Carr because he knew he had a free one.
Defense number 0. The penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
Braylon Lovelace goes offside. C.J. Carr's like, well, I don't know. I got a 6'4" receiver out running a post. I guess I'll just give him a try. One-on-one over top of Rashad Battle.
College football presented by Starbucks returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
We're back on the sidelines with head coach Pat Narduzzi. Coach, 2 plays led to this score. How do you create some momentum moving forward?
Hey, little adversity. That's a game of football. We're fine. We got to calm down and play our game.
What do you need to see from your offense to get some rhythm?
We got to protect the quarterback, number 1. We're giving up too much pressure. We got to protect him up front, and then, we got to be smart with that ball.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pat's offense only has 27 total yards. They've given up 26 sack yards. Start of the second quarter. Notre Dame C.J. Carr with time. That is intercepted. It's Baines Marquez on the return. Pitt's defense comes up big. Kavir, Baines Marquez weaving his way as he settles in at the 12-yard line, and that is just what the Panthers need. Just the 5th interception that Carr has thrown this season.
And C.J. Carr never saw him. He got Raridan running an in route, but Baines, he's just got his eye on the quarterback. Baines Marquez on the backside. He's going to rob anything in the middle of the field. He gets a great jump on the ball, and that was a massive momentum-shifting play that Pitt needed desperately. You just heard Pat Narduzzi say, we got to keep calm. We just got to play our game. That's what Pitt's defense does.
How about the 50-yard return? Heichel's going to keep it himself as the 18-year-old freshman quarterback who came in 5-0 as the starter takes it inside the 10.
And Joe, this quarterback, he's got to be smart now in this area of the field. Pitt has turned the ball over 8 times in the red zone this season. 3 of those happened against Stanford, and all 3 of them were on Heichel. So yes, you just got the pick. You want to score a touchdown. You want to get as many points back as you can. You have to be smart and not be careless with the ball.
See, they can get a first down at the 2-yard line. 2nd and 4. Heichel, as he couldn't connect with Poppy Williams.
Well, Poppy Williams is the guy they like to go to when they get down here in the red zone. Now, oftentimes it's double moves like what you saw right there. And they can line them up in different spots, try to find the best matchup for them. But without question, in the passing game, number 5 has been the go-to guy in this area of the field. Now lined up to the slot over on the left side, the formation.
They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down today. Now, their average 3rd down's been 9.5 yards. This is obviously inside the 10 with 4 yards to go. Flag is down. Heichel scrambling. And then he burns it.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
Yeah, and Pat Narduzzi's looking around like what happened there, but it is true. They had a slot receiver off the ball here. He's off the ball. That's 4 right there, and that is illegal.
Little things that'll drive a coach crazy. And you see Sam Carpenter coming onto the field, the kicker. Now, Trey Bukowski is the true freshman starting kicker. He's been sensational, 19 of 21, but he got sick on Thursday. So Carpenter got the nod, found out that he would make the start. He's 2 for 2 on PATs in his career as he comes in for the slightly off-angle 24-yard attempt. And he puts it through. So Sam Carpenter pressed into duty as he gets Pitt on the field.
What a play by Pitt. Kavir Baines Marquez. That was one they absolutely needed, Joe.
For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the Athletic Scholarship Fund. We thank All-State for that. Glad you're with us watching Peloton Statement Saturday. What a statement the Irish have been making after that 0-2 start to the season. Winners of 7 straight games, a 14-3 lead here at Pittsburgh. And held Pittsburgh scoreless in that first quarter. Just the second time anybody's done that to Pitt this year. West Virginia did it all the way back on September 13th. A game that went to overtime that the Mountaineers were able to take. Let's go to the studio and say hello to Kevin.
It's time now for our AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship Bowl. We got a developing situation. Number 3, Texas A&M in some big trouble against 3-win South Carolina. Lenore Sellers, 50-yard touchdown.
The anatomy of an upset, Kev, you got to get big plays, big throw by Sellers.
And you need your defense to step up, and here we go. Ball on the ground, big man, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling.
He's rumbling and stumbling, but that play was made by Dylan Stewart, sack fumble. Cocky's rolling early.
Nick Barrett, the touchdown, 17-3 over on ESPN. Back to you, Tess.
Joe, it's amazing. In South Carolina, if they're ever able to protect Lenore Sellers, it makes that offense so much different.
And he's so greatly gifted. Here's a guy who may be the best running back of all, Jeremiah Love. Of course, a reminder that coming up next, the SEC on ABC, number 11 Oklahoma and number 4 Alabama, and then 7:30 p.m. it's Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. Top 10 Texas taking on 5th-ranked Georgia. Of course, Alabama with Ty Simpson, 21 touchdown passes framed against just 1 interception.
Going up against, statistically, the best defense in the SEC in Oklahoma. Revenge game for Bama after last year.
2nd and 5 for the Irish. Love patiently waiting and then getting to the outside as he spins towards the line again, and a flag is down.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Well, it's Gerby Lambert, starting right guard, who gets called for the holding penalty that time there. And you'd mentioned it, Joe. You were talking about the patience of Jeremiah Love. I think what makes him so unique is the versatility. He's so talented running the football, but he's very unique also catching it, and he can block. He's legitimately a 3-down back that can play every single play. He's also really tough. 27 straight starts. I think those 2 things give him so much value, and that's why I think he'll be the only running back taken in the first round of the next NFL draft.
Well, the ESPN draft boards have him as the 2nd best overall player in the 2026 NFL draft. 2nd and 15. Carr with time downfield, and he gets it complete. A pitch and catch to his big tight end, Eli Raridan.
And this is a really nice throw, firm with an arc, and it's pretty aggressive by C.J. Carr because he's going after the guy in Baines Marquez who just picked him off. He's got to throw this up and over top of him in zone coverage. Takes his steps, throws it out on time, and look at the touch on that throw. Not everything is going to be at 110-mile-an-hour fastball. You've got to be able to, as North Turner used to tell me, go firm with an arc. Really nice touch throw that time.
When you define catchable, that's a really great example of it right there. Pre-snap penalty.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. It's still 1st down.
And it's amazing. They ask a lot of him, too, Joe, C.J. Carr, to throw the football deep down the field. Leads the nation, averaging 10 yards per attempt. And you go back and watch their very first game at Miami. In the first half, they had the training wheels on. Lots of wide receiver screens. Hey, let's not just put the game in his hands. Let's let him manage it. But from the second half of that game on, they've been letting him take shots.
After the penalty, again, it's Raridan. Raridan gets past the first would-be tackler, and then that 6'7" frame right down the sideline.
Well, it's a nice play design by offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock, because the fake to Love in the backfield is going to freeze Kyle Lewis at linebacker right here, and that allows Raridan to beat him outside. Good play design, and a 6'7" tight end, as you mentioned, Joe, so athletic. And he's averaging 17 yards a catch. That's 3rd most of any tight end in the country.
He's playing in his 38th game for Notre Dame today. Tore his ACL as a freshman. I mentioned Mike Denbrock. Growth of this offense with the first-year starter in C.J. Carr. Downfield, the flag comes down. We will check on that. It's all the way back at the 36-yard line.
It's going to be Rasheem Biles getting a hold on Eli Raridan. He got beat on a corner route and did the smart thing. He knew he was going to get run right by.
Pass interference, defense. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So here's Biles right here, and Raridan's running this route up the field. Watch, he's got his eyes in the backfield. And right there, he knows, oh, I'm beat. And I just got to reach out and try to grab him and stop his momentum. If Raridan had a full head of steam, he runs under that, he might have scored.
First Pitt penalty of the day. Love. As this time he is taken down, they were quick to get to him. And with Biles on top of him.
You just see that patience, Joe. You see how he sets things up. He's got a burst in him, and in these zone schemes that they like to run, he's very patient, allowing the blocks to kind of establish themselves. And when he sees the crease, he puts his foot in the ground. And like you saw in the first quarter in that long touchdown run, he can absolutely explode.
There are 11 players in major college football averaging over 100 yards per game. But he has the fourth fewest attempts of that group. He makes the most of everything. 2nd and 7. Carr backed up to the 46, and then he goes underneath to Love, and Love is forced out of bounds by Battle.
Well, I'm impressed with how C.J. Carr is responding on this drive after throwing the interception on the last one, and that time doing a nice job being flushed out, finding the check down. You'd like it there if you're Jeremiah Love to understand where the first down marker is. I think he could have turned it up and gotten the 2 extra yards and moved the sticks.
Instead, it's 3rd and 2. Here's Raridan, and it's a first down Irish.
They run a really good play that time right into the blitz by Pittsburgh, and I don't think Pitt exactly knew what to do at the linebacker level because they're seeing runs, so everybody's hitting this. And then you're going to see after the fake, whoa, 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 oh, it's a throw, and it's too late. It's way too hard for Isaiah Neal, a defensive end, to get back out in the flat and stop Raridan.
Rasheem Biles, Pitt linebackers trying to find the answer against Notre Dame in the midst of a 6-play, 49-yard drive. This time after a gain of just a couple of yards, Whittington and that front able to surround him.
It's a Pitt defense that's built to stop the run. Schematically, they play with 3 linebackers on the field. Their base coverage is called quarters coverage, so the safeties are closer to the line of scrimmage, and when they see run, they trigger downhill and make tackles. So a bit of a schematic advantage in the run defense from a size standpoint, but also from a number standpoint. They're giving up just 80 rushing yards a game. That's 3rd best in the country.
Randy Bates, 8 years here at Pitt after all that time at Northwestern with Coach Fitzgerald. 2nd and 8. Carr, again, his reliable tight end. Raridan, who breaks free. They didn't wrap him.
And I don't think he stepped out of bounds short of the first down marker. They're going to have to take a look at this again. That was really close. Watch his feet here. McIntyre trying to make the tackle. Doesn't go down right away. I don't think his right foot went out there. Oh, maybe it was right there. It was the left foot. But where was he in relation to the first down marker? They've moved the sticks.
It is a first down. It is a 9-yard reception by Raridan.
The previous play is under further review to determine if the ball carrier stepped out of bounds.
And we do have the ACC Game Day Operations Center for this game here at Pitt.
Yeah, I think what they're going to be looking at is where that left foot, when it went out of bounds, and where was the football in relation to the first down marker when it did. I don't think he went out there. I think that'll be pretty conclusive. Now you're just watching the tightrope. Was it there? That's the foot right now that I think they're going to be looking at. You see the first down marker over here. So where's the ball in relation to that? If you deem he's out of bounds right there with that view.
It has an expansion. So we're going to look at that beforehand. So if you go to the far handheld, go back
right there.
So that spot, he's already past the line to gain at that point, at that spot. We're just checking in advance of that. So if you go in, we play this, keep going through the video, slow there, that foot there was in, and then we're going to follow him in, and that we have nothing there to be able to show that he went out.
Yeah,
okay. Everybody in agreement the ruling on the field is upheld?
Yes, sir.
What yard line is that again?
It's where they have it spotted.
Where we have it?
14.
Yep, where you have it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, thanks.
That's the best transparency in college football. That serves the fan.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
So it allows the viewers to hear that live audio, the discussion between the on-field, the stadium replay officials, and what's happening at the ACC Game Day Operations Center with Al Riveron and his staff there in Charlotte. And with that, it is upheld, and a great job by Raritan, and a first down for the Irish. Love, as he goes ahead to the 12-yard line, battle with the tackle.
This is a really big moment, I think, for Pitt's defense in this game situationally. Down 14-3, you don't want it to be 21-3. You've got to make a stand here in the red zone. And remember, Notre Dame's got a lot of kicking problems right now. Their starting kicker's injured. They've been missing a bunch of kicks these last couple games. Nothing is guaranteed, even at this yardage distance right now. So if you're Pitt, there's got to be a big sense of urgency on defense.
Eric Schmidt, freshman kicker, missed from 46 earlier. Jeremiah Love, look at the body control and balance as it's first and goal Irish.
And his ability to make Kavir Baines-Marquez miss again. That's the guy who missed on the spin move at the start of the game. But after this handoff, he's able to just kind of get skinny through the crease right here. Whoop. His balance and is so twitchy as an athlete. You just can't coach that stuff. 88 rushing yards already in this one for Love.
And a spectacular 56-yard touchdown run to open up our day of scoring. Love again, and this time he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. You see those Pitt defenders trying to rip that ball out. It's Whittington on the tackle.
And it just feels like a huge moment for Pitt's football team and their defense, certainly, because this thing's going to feel a lot different if it's 21-3. And remember, Notre Dame's going to get the ball back first in the second half. So not to overemphasize it, it's a critical moment in a goal line stand here for the Panthers defense.
Second and goal. Carr. He's going to throw it away. He was looking for Raritan. And then the pressure from Zielinski, and it'll be third and goal.
Well, you got a lot of matchups that you like here if you're C.J. Carr in this area of the field. Malachi Fields is 6'4". We saw him make a great catch on a post earlier in the game. And Will Pauling in the slot has tremendous quickness and route running ability. And then on the outside, you've got Jordan Faison, such a smooth athlete as well. And then Raritan, 6'7". So a lot of places you can go here and a lot of matchups you should like if you're C.J. Carr.
And a timeout is going to be used by Pitt. And we will take a quick commercial. It's third and goal, Notre Dame, when we return. Katie George with you here in the 13th play of the drive coming up for Notre Dame. And it's a third and goal for the Irish.
It's been a really nice answer for Notre Dame. After the interception by C.J. Carr, they bounced back, hit a couple big throws. They've had balance running the football too, but again, this just feels like a big deciding moment in this one early for Pitt's defense.
Third and goal. Carr gets it up quickly to his tight end who reaches for the pylon. Raritan made the extra effort, and it'll be fourth down just short of the goal line.
Oh, it's a good effort by Kavir Baines-Marquez out on a much bigger tight end, just trying to knock him out of bounds before the ball can get across. He actually gets his right hand on the ball and almost pushes it out of bounds before it gets to the pylon. If that football had hit the pylon, that would have been a touchdown. We got 4th down, and Marcus Freeman has decided to go for it.
They're 45% on the season on 4th down.
Under being out of bounds prior to cross to the goal line is under further review.
Now that ACC Game Day Operations Center will clue us in.
Well, and it's a great effort again by Baines Marquez. He just kind of knocks his arms with his right hand, which puts the football out. I thought this was going to touch the pylon and be a touchdown. Really nice individual effort. Now setting up 4th down if this call is upheld.
The shielding, getting the shoulder involved, getting that right arm involved.
What 2 really big plays, by the way,
yes, by
the senior safety, Baines Marquez. Obviously the interception earlier in the quarter, and that effort right there is huge.
Had that 50-yard return that set up the field goal for Pitt. So let's listen into the ACC Game Day Operations Center.
Be in agreement that goal line extended here. Yeah. He does get goal line extended. He does not get goal line extended. He did not touch the pylon.
So we correct. Uphold, right?
So the ruling on the field is upheld.
All right, thank you guys.
Right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pretty simple when you let us listen in, isn't it?
No question.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 4th down.
Every conference should do that.
So now we got 4th, and we saw Marcus Freeman keep his offense on the field. That is absolutely the right call if you're Notre Dame. With Jeremiah Love or Jadarian Price in your O-line, try and go get this. But remember, your defense is dominating if you're Notre Dame. Pitt only has 33 yards of offense, so even if you don't get it, you're going to have to force them to drive the field. This is absolutely the right decision, I think, by Freeman.
No doubt about it. Now all you have to do is deliver on it. Jeremiah Love will be the featured back. Big bodies up front for the Irish on 4th and goal.
Freeman wants the timeout.
And he gets it. So Marcus Freeman takes a timeout. 5.5 until halftime and a 4th and goal when we return. The Taco Bell Live Más student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más student section of the year. Who's going to take home that trophy this year? What a day to be a Pitt football fan. You had college game day, then you come into the student section for this massive showdown with Notre Dame, and right now it's Notre Dame knocking right on that door again. 4th and goal. Carr's going to pass on 4th down. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Raritan, covered by McIntyre.
Well, they're trying to roll out C.J. Carr to get Raritan. He's been their biggest target in the pass game so far, but really good coverage by McIntyre this time. One-on-one, just mirroring him and following me. They try to get the rub, and a really nice heads-up play that time by McIntyre to run underneath it and to feel it. Good, clean play just over the outstretched arms of Raritan. I think there's a lot of people that are going to question the play call, knowing that you got Jeremiah Love in the backfield and did not decide to hand that thing off.
But there's no questioning what you mentioned in terms of the strategy. This Pitt offense now that takes over at the 1 has -4 yards rushing and only 33 total yards of offense. And Johnson gets it out to the 4-yard line where he's tackled by Smith.
But I think they need to do a little bit more of that, Pittsburgh offensively, is just get the ball out of Heinzel's hands quicker now. They've been trying to attack vertically down the field. They know they're seeing a lot of man-to-man coverage from Notre Dame, but the pressure's been getting after Heinzel. They've got to find a way to just get it out of his hands quickly into the hands of playmakers and let them work in space.
From his own end zone. Oh, that nearly was intercepted by Bryce Young. The 6'7" dynamic defensive end almost had an interception there.
Dropping him into coverage, they've got the tight end Holmes up on the seam route, and I mean, it's never going to be easy for a defensive lineman. I played with his dad, Bryant, one of the best players I've ever played with in San Francisco. He was a legend. But For him to get out of his stance and bail out into zone coverage like that, very impressive.
Sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, who's still developing, but he is going to be sensational when he was fully formed. He almost had a spectacular play there. 3rd and 7, Heinschel trying to find anything. That was batted down right in the end zone this time. I think it was Bowen who came up with it there.
It was Drake Bowen. He's spying Heinschel on this play. He's just waiting for him to move, and he's just going to mirror him. This is a really nice call by Chris Ash, the defensive coordinator. When he goes this way, he's following him too. Slows the rush. As soon as he breaks, now he's getting to the outside and gets that left arm out to knock it down. And now Pittsburgh backed up deep in their own end, and expect Notre Dame to come after this one.
Caleb Junko has his heels just a half-yard shy of the back of the end zone. Able to get it off. Faison lets it bounce, and it does take a Pittsburgh bounce beyond midfield. Let's go to the studio and say hello to Kevin again.
Past Capital One halftime report, minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. We are following the developing story. Number 3, Texas A&M down by 17 to South Carolina. Highlights, and we explain why coming up. Also, another storyline going on. Indiana, number 2 in the country, taking on Wisconsin. The Heisman favorite, Fernando Mendoza, right here, Boog.
Clean pocket, can't lose. Throwing a dime, touchdown, Hoosiers.
Finds Charlie Becker, but it's only 10-7 over Wisconsin at home. Highlights coming your way. Tess, back to you.
Look forward to that. Four and a half minutes to work with here for Notre Dame after they couldn't get it in on 4th and goal, but their defense was superb against Pitt. C.J. Carr on 1st down. As he gets it complete to Malachi Fields, who had that amazing 35-yard catch earlier today.
You know, I just want to point out, Pitt's defense is playing lights out in this game. Notre Dame's got 14, but their offense has only scored 7. Remember, Tate Johnson had the pick 6, so time and time again, I know it feels like Notre Dame is just up and down the field, and they're in total control, and they're dominating on defense. It's Pitt's defense, though, I think, especially after getting that last stop on 4th down by the goal line, they're also doing their job.
Price on 2nd and 1 as looks like he got that line to gain. Lovelace was there defensively, and it's a 1st down for the Irish.
Well, it's just going to be tough earned yards in between the tackles because of this Pitt defense, and they're constantly slanting and moving. They're not stationary targets, which makes it really difficult, especially on the interior of an offensive line. These guys pride themselves on being physical. They've got to be that here for the rest of this game.
Under pressure as he was throwing the ball. They're playing that as a live ball, but you see the ruling as it was Biles who came in defensively to crash down on C.J. Carr.
See Nick James slow to get up for Pitt, but they're so happy to get Biles back. He had missed.
Official timeout for an injury.
He missed 3 games, and with his versatility, not just stopping the run, but pass rushing as well, makes this defense so much better, especially in the 2nd level.
Well, Nick James down on the field. He was out a couple games earlier this year with an injury. A reminder that tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, be live from Lions, Eagles, and Seahawks, Rams. And Jeremy Schaap is going to tell the origin story of the Buffalo Bills fans and their table-smashing tradition. Monday Night Football's in Vegas this week as the Cowboys take on the Raiders. Of course, that gets started at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC, ESPN, and the Enhanced app. Monday Night Countdown crew gets your night going at 6 p.m. and the Manning Cast is available on ESPN2 as well. Let's take a look at our All-State playoff predictor, because that's one of the big storylines coming into today affecting both of these teams, Jesse.
Yeah, and it's obviously different this year. The top 4 teams get the bye, not like last year where it's the top 4 ranked conference champions. Miami right now in the driver's seat to be the 4th highest ranked conference champion. That's why they're there. South Florida, the 5th highest ranked conference champion. And of course, the big one everybody's excited about tonight, Georgia taking on Texas. So this thing is fluid. It's going to keep changing. looking already vastly different than it did a week ago. And that is something that is going to continue as this regular season comes to an end.
Of course, we're moments away from halftime here, and Kevin Booger will get us up to speed as to what's going on at Texas A&M, where South Carolina is up big on the undefeated Aggies. Second and 10 for Notre Dame. Here's Price. And look at Price, another first down with this run game.
Well, and Pittsburgh had the perfect call on defensively. They got Kyle Lewis blitzing. No one's going to block him. He's got a chance to tackle Price right here in the backfield. The Price makes a miss. This is the best running back duo in the nation, Joe. In Love and Price. They're fast, they can break tackles, and they can run the same plays. It's not like one guy's the power guy, one guy's the speed guy. But 22 combined rushing touchdowns, it's better than any duo in the nation.
What a running back run. Back to it here after the 13-yard run. This time he works his way down to the 25, tackled by Zielinski.
Well, and one thing Pittsburgh's defense has been doing the last couple weeks is they've been giving up a lot of big plays. First 7 games of the year, they're averaging just 5 a game. The last 2, though, it's been 9 a game. And they're willing to live with that. When you blitz as much as they do, there is risk reward. You're going to give up some big ones, but they also know they're going to get negative plays. It's that fine balance in this one with Notre Dame.
Second and 6. Carr with another shot downfield, and he did it again. Malachi Fields going up top.
It's the second time in this game, Joe. When Carr knew he had a free play, he immediately looks for 0.
Defense number 56. That penalty is declined. Touchdown. This is the 2-minute timeout.
He had the amazing 35-yard catch, and now this 25-yard touchdown.
And he got a little jump over here on the left side. As soon as that happens, where's my 6'4" Virginia transfer? He's on the left side. I'm throwing this up and letting him use those arms in the catch radius up against Sean Lee, a true freshman corner, who's going to be a very good player. That's a very difficult size matchup for him, though, only at 5'10".
Malachi Fields. He has a catch in 37 straight games. That's top 4 in the country. And he has 2 highlights today that are just incredible. As Eric Schmidt punches it through. And the Irish, winners of 7 straight, looking to keep rolling towards the college football playoff. 21-3. Malachi Fields. Contested catches. Yeah, there's no contest with this guy.
And that number, that goes back to his time at Virginia as well. But, he just has tremendous size, long arms. He's so good at playing the football in the air with body control. And that's showing up in this game. We've seen 2 incredible examples of that here early in the first half.
Remember, they had that long drive that got stopped on the goal line, a 4th and goal. It's a 14-play drive, and then they come back with a quick streak of a 2-minute and 40-second drive to get the touchdown there. Unstoppable performance is presented by Ram Truck.
Well, this was the first one, and this was 3rd and long. Pitt had Notre Dame backed up. A guy jumps offside, free play for Carr, and that's ridiculous. With the left hand and then bringing it in. Does that against Rashad Battle. This is the last one. Free play going up against a true freshman. The dynamic playmaking ability of this entire position group is just different this year. They've gone to the portal, made some really nice acquisitions. Malachi Fields definitely been one of those guys.
Now we ask the question, what's the answer for Einschel in this Pitt offense? How do they solve things? We've seen such great offensive stats and points all year long from them, but not today. Shallow cross underneath is Reed, and Reed in space darts out for the first.
Well, that's a good idea. Getting it out of his hands quickly into these weapons that are dangerous after the catch. They've got to find a way to score points here on this drive, Joe. Remember, Notre Dame won the toss. They deferred. Notre Dame's going to receive in the second half. So Pitt has to find a way to get back on the scoreboard here.
Backed up, and as he was trying to get rid of the ball, he was met that time. It was Jared Dawson.
Well, and offensive coordinator Cade Bell is trying to dial up his man beaters because that's what he's been seeing all game long. You see him there, but in this kind of situation, Notre Dame is going to play a little bit more zone in a 2-minute type deal, try to keep the football in front of them, maybe not bring as much pressure. So a bit of a cat and mouse game right now between Cade Bell and Notre Dame's DC, Chris Ash.
Cade Bell, the 32-year-old offensive coordinator. His father, Kerwin Bell, the former Florida legend, is the head coach at Western Carolina. Cade was the young play caller there. 2nd and 10. Heinschel. As going low for it was Kenny Johnson, who is able to make the catch past midfield, so it's a first down for Pittsburgh.
Well, it's a good job by Johnson on the release. He's going up against an outstanding corner in Leonard Moore, who kind of gets caught in the wash, and Heinschel has to extend the play, running to his left. Good job by Johnson staying with it.
Quick to the line, under a minute and a half to play. Heinschel with his legs as he dives ahead at the end for another first down for Pitt.
It's a very quick decision, and it had to be. He just fell a big lane open up to his left as soon as he gets this snap right here, and he wasn't even hesitating for a second. As soon as he feels that, man, I'm getting out of here. He's a much better athlete than I think people give him credit for. He's been doing stuff like this all season long, and now he's got Pitt close to field goal range.
And Jared Dawson, at the end of this play, you'll see Notre Dame's defensive tackle coming to the frame, and he is still down as the medical team is tending to him.
Well, that's big news for Notre Dame because they've had a lot of injuries at that position this season. The starter at the start of the year, Gabriel Rubio, is out with a left elbow injury. They lost Donovan Heinisch for a few games too. A couple weeks ago, they were down to a 3-man rotation. Jared Dawson was a big part of that. They absolutely need him to stay in the game.
And Dawson's a guy who, when we talked to Chris Ash, the defensive coordinator, said he's the guy really starting to shine in recent weeks. So he's able to walk off the field. It leaves it with 1:21 until halftime, and Pitt desperate to score on this drive. First down.
Game clock's running. If you're Pitt here, you got to go. You got to have a little sense of urgency now.
Number 18-year-old true freshman starting quarterback. All the game awareness comes into play. Heinschel. That was dangerous as it was denied that time. He was looking for Justin Holmes.
Luke Talich on the coverage in the back end. 6'4" for a safety. You don't see a lot of guys with that kind of build. Nice pressure. Viliamu also right in his face, and just a good, clean play as they're trying to get the football to the tight end.
Talich, who had the game-winning interception in the final minutes against USC, that signature win for Notre Dame. Started the year 0-2, and now the 7 straight wins, and now the big lead against another ranked team here on the road. Reed comes out of the backfield. Under a minute to play. 4-man pressure. Heinschel goes underneath and is able to get it complete.
Well, that's another penalty.
Poppy Williams.
Sorry, Joe. That's another penalty on Pitt's offense there. We've seen a few formation issues. That time, a guy shifting and a guy in motion at the same time.
Illegal shift. Offense. Multiple players that moving and not completely resetting prior to the snap.
So he's got to be on the ball. He's not.
He's second down.
You got a guy in motion coming this way, but at the start of this play, I'm looking at the top of the screen. That's not legal. Somebody's got to get on the ball. So you bring the running back out in motion, but you can't have 2 guys moving at the same time. That's the second time we've seen a pre-snap penalty like that, and that's the kind of stuff, Joe, that's going to drive Pat Narduzzi nuts.
Yeah, we listened in to Coach Narduzzi in his pregame. One of the things he was stressing is play clean, play smart. You want to pull off an upset in a game like this, you have to do that. Game clock counting down, 2nd and 15. Coming up on half a minute to play here. That was batted down at the line of scrimmage that time by Bryce Young, playing a factor again at 6'7".
They should start playing him at DB.
Yes.
He has 2 pass breakups in this game. I mean, I saw his dad do a bunch of crazy stuff at San Francisco. Nothing like that. That one just doinks off his helmet. But he started that play all the way to the right side of the formation, looped around.
Didn't even need his hands there.
No, just get the big old helmet out in front of that thing. He's got the receiver face mask, though.
Exactly. It's intimidating when you're over 270 pounds, isn't it? 3rd down and 15 coming up for Pitt.
Charge timeout. Pitt.
And a timeout is used. Listen, there's a reason why we talk about and stress a true freshman quarterback and 18 years old, because today looks very different than the version of Heinschel we've seen in recent weeks.
Well, he's going up against a defense, too, Joe, that I think is playing at a really high level. I think at the start of the year when we watched them lose at Miami, lose at home against Texas A&M, they gave up a lot of big plays. That was a hallmark for them a year ago on their way to the national championship game. They stayed patient. Marcus Freeman got more involved as a head coach with the scheme, and you've seen every week these young players stepping up, making plays, playing with more confidence. They have a lot of underclassmen on that side of the ball, but they're playing at an entirely different level now than they were in week 1 and week 2.
And that has been noticed by the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. Number 9 in the country right now on this win streak. 3rd down and 15. Heinschel trying to find anything he can here as he has to go underneath to his tight end Overman.
And you got to call a timeout if you're Notre Dame here, I think.
No, they could manage these final seconds here. Pitt can as well.
Because you're going to want to set up 4th and maybe get an opportunity, the ball back, potentially to steal a few more points before halftime.
Notre Dame utilizing the timeout. 18 seconds remain. See C.J. Carr at 145 yards passing. A touchdown pass as well. That was to Malachi Fields moments ago.
And they've had those matchups to take advantage of, and they've made them. So if Notre Dame could get the ball back quickly here, maybe another one down the field to the 6'4" receiver target at least gives you a chance at a field goal here late in this half. I know obviously Notre Dame's had a lot of kicking woes. That would be interesting. Look at Pitt now lining up for an absolute bomb.
Sam Carpenter, who does do kickoffs, was pressed into action as the starting place kicker today, with Trey Bukowski falling ill on Thursday. So here's a 53-yard attempt. And it is an X-ball, a knuckler. That doesn't work for Carpenter.
Joe, I always love when you break this down. Talk me through this.
Well, bad contact here. The contact, and watch the rotation. You don't have proper rotation, and that's what we would call an X-ball with its flight. Instead of going end over end, you see that X rotation pattern that's made, and with that, that ball's got no chance of being a target line kick.
It looked like the guy trying to kick for $1 million today.
Yeah, that was even worse.
Okay, so
that was coming across and nearly knocking out somebody in the crowd.
That was like a W ball.
Yeah,
so,
that was.
So here's.
We don't even have letters for that today on game day.
What, can Notre Dame get in field goal range, Joe, is what I'm wondering now. 13 seconds, 1 timeout to give themselves an opportunity.
Well, let's see what C.J. Carr comes up with. Can they manage these final seconds? Oh, that was dangerous. And fortunately for Notre Dame, he held onto the ball as Jimmy Scott and Rasheem Biles, and they're claiming they got it. Crowd reacting as a penalty flag comes in late, but that was dangerous with C.J. Carr trying to hold on to that ball.
Yeah, Lovelace got there first. It was Jimmy Scott who had 2 sacks against Stanford, able to clean it up. Pitt staying aggressive here at the end of the half, not trying to give C.J. Carr an opportunity to get rid of this thing.
Watch the end of this play. See Jimmy Scott with his hand on the ball. Ball's out. That ball is absolutely absolutely out.
The question is how much time was left on the clock once the play was over, and they establish who has his possession. Can't wait to hear in on the ACC Game Day Command Center on this one.
There are fouls by each team after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 75, and defense number 3. The penalties cancel, the down counts, the second down. That is each player's first towards ejection. Please set the game clock to 2 seconds.
Well, there's your answer on the clock. Now, does the ACC Game Day Operations Center get involved right now?
It looked like Pittsburgh had the football at the end of this.
The end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Rasheem Biles had.
They're saying that's the end of the half.
Wow.
They said put 2 seconds back on the clock. Looks like it would have been Pitt football there in field goal range, in scoring range, and yet we didn't hear from the ACC Game Day Operations Center at all to adjudicate, and you saw Rasheem Biles arguing for a turnover. So they must have ruled that C.J. Carr had recovered it down on the field, but surprising that they didn't take a look. Let's go to Katie down on the field.
Thanks, Tess. Coach Freeman, we've seen explosives. We've seen some monster catches. How would you assess your offense's play so far?
You know, we've done some good things, and we've done some things we've got to do better. We've got to be more consistent. You know, we have to take care of our quarterback. I don't love to see our quarterback getting hit. He's got to make good decisions, and we got the ball on the goal line. We got to score. Like that's a non-negotiable. And so we got to fix those things and continue to be opportunistic and capitalize off of our opportunities. But I'm proud of the way they continue to battle.
Pitt has 81 total yards of offense. What do you like about your defense's disruption?
You know, they're doing a really good job in the pass game. They're stopping the run. They're adjusting to the things they're seeing Pitt do. They're doing some different things in protection. It's really good to see them adjust to it. We got to continue to stay after their quarterback.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Lee.
Tess?
Let's go back and look at that end of the half here.
Well, it's Rasheem Biles and C.J. Carr. The ball comes free, and at this point, who has possession of it? And I thought at that moment he had reached in and pulled this thing out. It looks like Carr's got one hand on it too, but you got to remember tie goes to the runner, and they must have decided that C.J. Carr had possession.
And that is the case, and thus 21-3 as we get to our Capital One halftime report with Kevin and Booger. Gentlemen, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Capital.
You're watching Peloton Statement Saturday.
ABC College Football is presented by Starbucks, as this is Peloton Statement Saturday. And it has been a statement by Notre Dame that they look the part very much of a top 10 team, as number 9 Notre Dame with a 21-3 lead. There have been moments this season where the Pitt offense has been so impressive. Today is not one of them. 81 yards of total offense, Jesse.
Great point, Joe. You got to give this defense from Notre Dame that's been getting better and better every week. A lot of credit. They are dominating in this one. Remember, the 3 points they allowed, that came after an interception that set Pitt up in the red zone. So in all phases defensively, stopping the run, getting after the quarterback in coverage, lights out.
Notre Dame gets the ball to start this second half. Price on the return. Darian Price able to keep his footing. And going Earl Campbell style, dragging the sled that time as the kicker Sam Carpenter was taken for a ride.
Explosive play on special teams. He'll need a new T-shirt. There have been a lot of explosive plays in this first half by the offense. Jeremiah Love here putting a spin session on with Kavir Baines-Marquez. That ends up being a long 56-yard touchdown run. Nice throw, too, by C.J. Carr here on the seam route to Eli Raridan. And we saw 2 cases where it goes offside. Carr finds his big target, Malachi Fields, a transfer from Virginia, to climb the ladder and make a play. We've seen this all year from Notre Dame. Explosives, and that has to continue in the second half.
As Love takes it ahead. You ever see the speed training where they hook up the parachute to the back of a guy? You know, work on those legs. Here it is.
Yeah, I used to try doing that, and it didn't quite look like number 24. Talk about holding on for dear life. You're going to need 2 manicures after that, and Price is going to need a new T-shirt because that thing is now a quintuple XL.
2nd and 9. Carr gets it into space to Pauling, and Pauling able to go ahead towards midfield. Katie?
Well, Tess, Pat Narduzzi told his group coming out of half, we've only got 30 more minutes to come back in this game. He said it's going to be all the more sweeter when we do. He said he feels like his defense is playing well. He said we've gotten the ball almost out from C.J. Carr a couple of different times. We've got to continue to affect him just like they're affecting our quarterback. And, of course, when they get the ball back, he said we've got to protect Heinzel, and he's got to go make a couple plays for us.
Yeah, you're right, Katie. And it is true. The defense has only allowed 14 points so far in this game. They had the big stop down on the goal line. The question is, how long can this defense hold up?
Katie mentions that Coach saying you got to affect C.J. Carr. Right now, it's you got to tackle Jeremiah Love, and they do on 3rd and 7 with Biles.
And curious to see what Marcus Freeman is going to do here. We've just been talking about how good Notre Dame's defense has been. You've got possession in Pitt territory. You have enough confidence in your defense to keep playing that well, and it looks like Marcus Freeman's going to leave the offense out on the field.
So a 4th down and 2. Remember, they're 0 for 1 on 4th down today. We saw what happened on the goal line. They went to Raritan there. Jeremiah Love is in the backfield. And Love on 4th and 2. Can he get to the edge? Yes, easily. When you have Jeremiah Love, it solves a lot of problems.
And it's the 2nd time Kyle Lewis, maybe the best defensive player for Pittsburgh, has had a chance to make a tackle in the backfield right here, and he's unable to do it. First, it was Jadarian Price making a miss. This time it's Love, and that's just explosiveness and speed and the ability to accelerate away from 2 defenders, picking up that 1st down.
A 22-yard run on 4th down. 5th time this season that Love has been over 100 yards. And it's now the other half of that most dynamic running back duo. Price takes it ahead.
And I like the play calling by Mike Denbrock here, because your quarterback has been sacked 3 times in the first half. So you got to protect him a little bit. You can do that by moving the pocket. And we saw that earlier on this drive on a bootleg throw, but you can also do that running it. And when you've got the best duo in the nation, and it's hard to not just want to turn around and hand it off.
There's Mike Denbrock. Came over from LSU. Prior to that, he was the offensive coordinator at Cincinnati, where they made the college football playoff. 2nd and 4. Carr. And it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Faison.
Braylon Lovelace doing a nice job there in tackle at linebacker, and just seeing the check down throw and breaking on it. He's trying to get subbed out here. He's tapping his helmet. A little bit slow getting up. Now a big 3rd down here in the red zone for Notre Dame.
3rd down and 4.
There's an all-out blitz look here by Pittsburgh. Everybody on the line of scrimmage.
You see the check by C.J. Carr. The hand signals time and again by Carr. Sprint right. From behind, as he was throwing, it's incomplete. A flag does come down, as Faison was the intended target. And it was Biles running in on C.J. Carr.
Holding. Defense number 8. The penalty is enforced, half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
It's the corner Lynham.
Yeah, it's Damon Lynham in the back end, and that was the perfect call defensively. They showed blitz. C.J. Carr audibled here to this flat route by Faison, and you see right there, there's the hold on Will Pauling. And that was a chance for Pitt's defense to get off the field, but we've seen a couple of jumps and offsides that C.J. Carr's been able to take advantage of. We saw one early on 3rd down. That's a big penalty there on 3rd down as well.
It's 1st and goal, Irish. Love trying to find an opening before he's wrapped up by Lovelace.
You know, the zone scheme, I think, is a good one running the ball against this defense particularly, because you've got so many D linemen slanting. You've got linebackers shooting the gaps. There's just so much movement. But the offensive line in a zone scheme, they play on the same tracks, and they work double teams together, and I think it's a nice way to handle all of that up front. It meshes well, and as we've seen already with this offense, you can crease these blitzes and get big plays.
Goal. Carr. There's Raritan, balls up in the air, and it falls out of bounds. Incomplete, 3rd and goal.
And that's such a nice job by Rashad Battle at cornerback that time, noticing the throw. He was able to beat Will Pauling, who was trying to block him and help knock that thing free. And another 3rd down. If you're Pitt here, you just got to play clean. No penalties. You can show blitz, get everybody at the line of scrimmage, and make this thing a guessing game for C.J. Carr. Are we rushing or are we dropping out? Everybody up front.
Third and goal. And right into the end zone is Fields. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And it's a really good play design by Mike Denbrock because you've got Malachi Fields in motion, and that's going to be the coverage indicator for C.J. Carr. So here comes him. He comes in motion. You've got Rashad Battle following him. Right now he knows, all right, I got man coverage. We're rolling to the right, changing the launch point. The key there is you've got to get it out of your hands quickly when Malachi Fields breaks out, and he does. The 2nd receiving touchdown on the day for Notre Dame, and a great start here to their 2nd half.
And more confidence building simply to hit the extra point for Schmidt. 28-3. Now this time 4th down didn't really matter when you got the best in the biz moving the chains. Jeremiah Love. And what a day it's been for Malachi Fields. 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. Well, special day here at Pitt with this matchup. There's the greatest defensive lineman to ever play college football.
And then you got Jerome Bettis, obviously a legend here, legend with the Pittsburgh Steelers, hometown favorite. Aaron Donald, who grew up in Pittsburgh. Tony Dorsett, his
50 years ago.
Unbelievable. And Darrell Revis, one of the great shutdown corners in NFL history. Joe, if you took a lineup of all their best players that played at Pitt, you created a bracket like you do in college basketball, I'm not so sure Pitt wouldn't be the 1 seed going in.
You know what, Jesse, we were talking about it this morning over some Spro, man. It is incredible. So Notre Dame, everybody wants to size up Notre Dame, right? Of building that pot of gold. Listen, there's a little bit of coal in there with some of the wins, like the last place teams from other conferences. But there are some big blocks of gold as well on their season when you size things up like that shining one against USC. When USC was a top 20 team, of course, and they're looking good as well. So you got some last place teams. You got some pot of gold being built, and this would be another piece of gold to put into the pot. A ranked Pitt team on the road. This kind of performance. What does Pitt have for an answer? It has been a massive struggle offensively. Desmond Reed takes it ahead to the 30.
I like that idea, too. And normally, Pittsburgh is throwing the football, and they're being aggressive and trying to get it downfield. This is an offense, Joe, that averages 40 points a game, 0 for 7 on 3rd down. Of course, they have the pick 6 at 81 yards. You saw Cade Bell there, their offensive coordinator right now, looking at that play sheet, trying to find answers. Someone's got to beat man coverage here on this play.
He escapes the would-be sack and then scrambles ahead. He's got good legs as he starts out of bounds near the 44-yard line.
Well, the good news that when you're facing man coverage is that as a quarterback, if you can break contain, everybody's got their backs to you, and you have an opportunity to make a big play. Heinzel wants to do the work from the pocket, but a nice job breaking the tackle that time of Drake Bowen and then using his athleticism.
The 14-yard run. That ball nearly intercepted. He was trying to get it to Blue Hicks, and Tate Johnson, who had the pick 6 earlier today, nearly had a second interception.
So they're trying the man beaters with the routes. That time a drag route coming right over the middle of the field. The problem, though, is if you miss high in the middle of the field, tips lead to picks. And very lucky that time, Tate Johnson didn't have his second pick of the game.
Run Reed, and he is going to be tackled for a loss as he's driven back immediately by Ausberry.
The thing that's unique is a flag comes down on the field.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that's Osprey, the guy that made the tackle and made the play. He just gets into the backfield right away and shoots this gap. No one picks him up and trying to corral Desmond Reed. Looks like Desmond Reed actually grabbed his face mask at the beginning. I think that was one you could have called either way. Right there, a little tug of the face mask at the very, very end by Osprey.
So with the penalty, it's Pitt ball at the Notre Dame 41. Reed looking to bounce it. And he is chopped down after a gain of just 1 by Johnson.
Well, we've seen Heinschel under a lot of pressure today throwing the ball. I think the biggest and most unique thing about their offense, they have a lot of 5-man protections. You see a lot of empty sets, and they release tight ends and running backs into routes all the time.
Here's Heinschel, and he spins free again. And a flag comes down back at the 45-yard line as Boubacar Traore with the tackle.
Offense number 53, 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
It's a holding penalty on Kendall Stanley working against Jared Dawson here at left tackle inside here. 53 is where you're looking. But what I was talking about earlier on this pass protection is lots of empty, and you're getting tight ends and running backs out in the routes all the time. So they're counting on the fact that 5 guys running routes, someone's going to get open and Heichel's going to find them. But it puts a lot on the plate, obviously, of the O-line, but also on your quarterback. You have to know if the defense brings 6 or more guys, you're hot. And you've got to know where your answer is. And I think in this game, Notre Dame's done a good job of mixing up the pressures. Look at this. Pressured on 55% of his dropbacks.
Second and 19. As he goes underneath to Williams.
I don't know, Joe, if there's another true freshman quarterback that has more on his plate than Heinschel does. This is a one-dimensional offense, and they throw it 62% of the time, and a lot of it is downfield, but they do not max protect for him. They don't keep tight ends and running backs in, so you're asking a lot of a guy who's only making his 6th start, and he's obviously done a tremendous job of that through the first 5 games, but it's been a much different deal here. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to help Chip with tight ends and running backs on this throw.
It's 3rd and 17. They're averaging 3rd and just over 10, and they're 0 for 7 on 3rd downs today. And they're going with the shallow cross on the down and distance. Kenny Johnson, who extra effort gets it inside the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down from there.
But it is a nice job at least getting a lot of the yardage back and now making this 4th down a little bit more manageable. The question is for Pat Narduzzi and his offense is can you hold up? And down 28-3, I think you're kind of in that mode now that, hey, we're just staying on the field. We haven't had the ball in Notre Dame territory a lot. We got to go for it.
4th down and 6, trailing by 25. It's going to be that kind of a second half for Pitt. Heinschel on 4th down. Gets the ball complete for a first down. Desmond Reed in space as Reed is dragged down near the 10-yard line.
Well, they knew they were going to have man coverage this time, and it was Kenny Johnson running upfield as you see Desmond Reed, who's already missed 3 games because of an injury this year. That is not fun to see if you're Pitt. The clear out's coming here. He's going to run up underneath it and under the rough. This is a really good route. And Drake Bowen sort of gets lost in the wash trying to cover him, but on the tackle, just calling follow awkwardly on those legs. You certainly hope Reed is okay.
Writhing in pain, and we will take a timeout.
ABC College Football, presented by Starbucks, is brought to you by Ram Trucks, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff. Nothing stops Ram.
Great moment with number 97, Aaron Donald's jersey retirement at halftime. Jesse, we had a chance to visit with one of the greatest of all time earlier today.
Yeah, and just take a look at the names that he's joining up there. Green, Ditka, Freyla, Covert. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. The list of Hall of Famers that have played and put on this uniform here is just exceptional.
Desmond Reed was taken off the field. He was not putting weight on his leg. First and goal, Heinschel trying to make magic as he throws it incomplete. Katie will get us an update in a moment. Katie, what's up?
Yeah, Tess. Well, Desmond Reed has dealt with an ankle injury throughout this season. He was considered 100% healthy coming into this game. There was actually a thought that he could play 2 weeks ago against Stanford, but he wanted to be 100% healthy for this game. He had circled Notre Dame for a very long time. Just an unfortunate sequence. As you mentioned, he had to be carried off the field by staff and his teammates. He's currently in the injury tent, guys.
Yeah, very unfortunate, Katie. He was a first-team all-conference selection a year ago, in large part because of his versatility.
So Boosie Turner comes in. He has stepped up when Reed's been injured. Had 127 yards against Stanford. Number 25. As they go underneath to the tight end, Holmes, as they shuffle it ahead on 2nd and goal. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
And you just sort of feel like Pitt has to score a touchdown here. They've got to find a way. It's probably going to have to come against man coverage. Someone's going to have to win. And we've seen Cade Bell, their offensive coordinator on this drive, throwing drag routes. He's throwing rub routes. Anything he can do to try to free guys to give Heinzel a place to go with the football.
3rd and goal. They bring the pressure. And it's off the hands and incomplete. Justin Holmes couldn't catch it.
And that's one Holmes has to catch. There's another rub route. This time it's Hicks coming in motion, and he's just trying to get a pick on a linebacker here. Coming this way to get a rub and then try to hit the wheel around the outside. You just got to hit this. This is the perfect play call against this coverage. And we saw a drop on the first drive by Hicks on a corner route, and that's one Holmes just has to be able to make, get them in the end zone.
Instead, it leaves them with a 4th and goal. Heinzel pressured again. Back shoulder incomplete as Kenny Johnson. Flag comes down, but he didn't turn around. And we will check on the flag here as the Pitt fans react.
Pass interference. Defense number 15. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So that bails them out, Jesse.
Well, there's a reason he didn't get his head around quick enough. Leonard Moore, one of the best corners in the country, gets way too much jersey in contact, which prevented Kenny Johnson from turning around to make that catch. That was a very accurate throw, thrown on time against the blitz. Narduzzi wants the flag, and he gets it.
Well, there's Notre Dame's best all-around cover corner. Just a sophomore. The upside is incredible for Leonard Moore, but the PI here, and it's 1st and goal. Turner trying to take it straight ahead. He is met near the line of scrimmage. Boosie Turner in for Desmond Reed.
And one of the issues for Pitt, I think, down close is that they don't have very big running backs, which is tough down here, obviously, right? You're not going to have a lot of room. Desmond Reed, just 175 pounds. Turner, only 180 pounds. And he's a pretty good runner in between the tackles. But down here, you need power and you need muscle to push the pile. And I think that complicates things for Pitt in this situation.
They've actually used the big body receiver to span at times in situations like this. 2nd and goal. They go with the jet motion tap pass to Johnson, but look at the pursuit down the line from Chris Ash's defense.
That was everybody. That was Viliamu Asa chasing him. That was Drake Bowen chasing him, Tate Johnson, and finally Don Schuler knocking him out. Great job going sideline to sideline here. Now, if you're Chris Ash, are you just going to stick with what you've been doing all game? Press coverage, up in their grills, challenging these receivers to beat you, and then pressure the quarterback and see if he can get it out on time into a small window.
Viliamu Asa may be the next great one at Notre Dame. You saw his speed down the line there, forcing a 3rd and goal. Heinzel sprint right, being pressured to the end zone and out the back of the end zone beyond Blue Hicks.
Well, it was a great job by Luke Talich that time, knowing a rub was coming, feeling it, and he was able to run underneath Poppy Williams right here. The blocks, the rub's coming that way. Watch him just get underneath it there. He slices it and takes the throw away. There's nowhere for Heinzel to go. They don't have a big receiver like Malachi Fields, Joe. They don't have a guy who's 6'4" that you can just line up and throw a fade route to. A lot of these receivers, they're good. They're smaller guys and they're quick, and they have to beat you with their speed and their separation.
4th and goal. Mitchell gets it out quickly, reaching for the goal line, and in is Poppy Williams. A 4th down touchdown reception.
Well, they go double move to Poppy Williams. Go back and take a look at this. Make sure he got in. I think he did. That was a really nice play design, using motion to get a stack release, give him access. For a second, the ball was coming out of his hand. The knee goes down, but where's the football in relation to the pylon? They may take a look at this one again, Joe.
Well, he's holding it so awkwardly there, isn't he? But he does have firm control.
The ruling on the field that they touchdown is under further review.
Remember, we have ACC Game Day Operations Center available to us.
Yeah, so right now, when we look at this, you're going to see replay B.
Yeah.
So see that near cart?
Yeah.
You're going to see that the right knee, when we're going to look first at the control of the ball. So let's go to that.
All right, gentlemen, this is Tim.
So the near cart, so you see that here? He's going to get possession of the ball.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Tim, what's the ruling on the field?
We have a touchdown at the ruling on the field.
Okay, so now we're going to see that we have possession of the ball. However, we need to look beforehand to see if the knee is down.
Yeah.
And we also need to identify whether or not he has possession of the ball when the knee is down.
Yes.
Is everybody in agreement? We're going to look for this. So look at the near cart.
Yep.
So now, go back, please. Steve, rewind that back. I first want to see possession. Go back before this.
It's loose, but then he gets it back there.
So I believe, so we have number 5 originally getting possession of the ball.
Yep.
And then when his knee is down, does he have possession of the ball, or is he still maintaining it?
Thank you. All right, what do we got replay-wise on? You trying to look for the far cart to see knee down?
Minute 30.
So I believe originally when he
You think it's a double? Is the knee down
right now
there?
I'm looking to see if that when he has possession. Right now we see the knee is down, but did he have possession before that?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah.
Hi Tim, are we looking at that as well?
Yeah. And he's the ball carrier too, so he kind of loses it, but he gets it back.
So I believe at that point he has possession here with replay A.
Yep, they dumped it.
And we has control, and we agree.
Right.
So now we're looking to see at that point with that knee, is the knee down in advance of that?
Yeah. So the cameras are synced. We got knee down here.
Knee is down. So show where that knee is down.
Well, right there he doesn't have the ball.
Right there.
Now he has the ball.
H is a good look.
I believe that he is down at this point. He is down. He is down. So if you look at the knee and we go to that sync, he's going to be short of the line to gain. Of the goal line. Is everybody in agreement on that?
Can you show that again, Mark?
Yeah. Go back.
Where you want to go,
Near
Mark?
cart.
Near cart.
And show the knee. That knee is down. When we looked at the other look, we could clearly see his knee was down with that. So based off of this, we're going to overturn the ruling on the field.
He has it there, yeah.
And then we're going to give the ball to Notre Dame. It's going to be first down and 10.
All right.
We're going to be at the half-yard line, #1.
We're going to be at the half-yard line, #1.
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
So you heard it. It's going to be Notre Dame's ball.
After further review, the ball carrier was down with the ball at the half-yard line. It's a turnover on downs. First down, Notre Dame.
Excellent job by the ACC Game Day Operations Center. That transparency to listen in. This overturned. Notre Dame ball, turnover on downs. Matt Austin, what'd you think of that official review?
I disagree with the ruling, Joe. They talked about when he had control of the ball. Right there, he does not have the ball. The knee's down. He still doesn't have firm control, in my opinion. He doesn't gain firm control till now when he's got the ball pitched between his arm and his chest and the ball's on the goal line. I should think that should have been a touchdown.
Instead, it is a turnover on downs, and Notre Dame begins about an inch outside the goal line. Just trying to push ahead with C.J. Carr to have any breathing room.
Going back again, and I kind of agree with what Matt's saying, too. There's no way you have possession of the football when it's pinned between the top of your hand and your chest. But when he finally does have it, he's in the end zone. Doesn't have it there. He's finally laying on the ground. You see the knees aren't quite down yet. Then he's crossed the goal line. I think that was a touchdown for Pitt. Just keep in mind now, Jeremiah Love's got you right where he wants you, backed up down on his own goal line. He's got 2 career touchdown runs of over 90 yards. You got to be careful if you're Pitt.
First Notre Dame player ever with 2 90-plus yard touchdown runs. And Jeremiah Love, I mean, how talented is this guy that he can just, you know what's coming, and there he is taking it out beyond the 10-yard line.
And they've got 9 guys in the box, and that's what all defenses do when you get in this area of the field. You're expecting runs, so you want to load it and crowd it, but when you've got a guy like number 4 who can make you miss, if he gets in the second level, nobody you have on defense is going to catch him.
Well, you made a great point, you know, this day and age of the way running backs are utilized. Here's a guy that can do it all, the versatility. He's your early downs. He can be your receiver out of the backfield. So versatile, so skilled. Katie.
Well, Tess, Love said last season he was the type of player that wanted to make you miss all the time. That was his first thought. Make you miss or go around you. He said this year, he's forced himself to be okay with not making the spectacular play. He said he's more focused on his efficiency and getting the hard yards, the dirty 4-yard gains. He said he wants to prove he's a complete back that can run over you, around you, or just plain outrun you, and boy, can he do all 3.
And Katie, when you do those tough runs, I mean, your body takes a beating. He's got 27 straight starts.
Carr, as he tucked it, and then he runs ahead before he's tackled by Whittington.
And so we talked to the coaching staff, you know, what's he doing different this year? And they said, we think he's doing a better job just taking care of his body and understanding the process in the week leading up to game day to make sure he's as fresh as possible. As you see what Jeremiah Love has done on the left versus what Pitt has done from a total offense perspective in this game.
He has 134 total yards. Pitt has 146 total yards. 3rd down and 6. Price in as the running back. C.J. Carr back to pass. Oh! We're going to get an instant pick 6. Add water. Rasheed Biles, boil it up.
What a fantastic individual play by Rasheed Biles. We talked about it. They had missed him for 3 games with injury. We knew he was going to make an impact in this one. He read the receiver screen, plucked it out of the air, and that's his 3rd career pick 6. How good has this guy been for Pitt?
Incredible play by Biles. Had a 75-yarder against Louisville earlier this year. And here a 10-yard interception return as Go for Dose is brought to you by Dos Equis. 2-point conversion attempt. Heinzel back to pass to the end zone, and that is intercepted. That is a Don Schuler, and Schuler may return this. Looking for blocks and still on his feet. Would you look at this? A Don Schuler. If that doesn't sum up the day for both of these teams.
That is a wild sequence of events. On that interception, returned all the way. Heinzel's he's trying to go to Tony Kinsler in the end zone, working one-on-one with the Don Schuler, and that easily could have been called defensive holding. There was a lot of hand fighting with Schuler down here. He's number 8. You don't get to see the contact before the play, but he jumps in front of it, gets the pick, and a lot of guys would have just taken a knee and gone down. Here's Schuler up top. See, right there, I thought that was maybe defensive holding. But it wasn't called, and found his convoy, and he takes it all the way back. Dueling interceptions here, Notre Dame Pitt. 1 pick 6 for Pitt, and then on the very next play, they pick off the 2-point and take it all the way back.
So instead of 2 for Pitt, It's 2 for Notre Dame, and it is 30-9. That's a surrender Cobra with a knockout, isn't it?
You can't draw that up.
Well, I mean, and just when finally something goes their way, Don Schuler steps in front and brings it all the way back.
Think about this, Joe. Just the emotional roller coaster for Pitt. 4th down, you're ruled shy of scoring a touchdown. Right away, you get a pick 6, and now you're up, and then you throw the interception on the 2-point play and give up 2 yourself. I mean, it doesn't get more dramatic than that. It doesn't get more... It's just all over the place.
As we said, it really sums up the day, the game we've had where Notre Dame has dominated. Price on the return here. Price with a decent return. So here's what happened. The scenario that you said, they thought this was a touchdown. But it wasn't.
Yeah, Matt Austin and I also thought it was a touchdown, but it wasn't. So the defense has to come out in the field. You got to keep playing. What a play, and a great job attacking this thing by Rasheed Biles. When he felt the receiver screen coming on the 2-pointer now, no defensive holding called in the end zone. And Don Schuler, good for him, had the awareness to go and try to take this thing all the way back. A lot of guys would have just conceded and gone down on a knee. He makes people miss. Got a lot of offensive linemen chasing him. Not going to get there. Hicks gets blocked. Has a long way to run to 2 points, but Marcus Freeman will take it.
30-9 after that sequence.
Looking again at this play by Schuler. A little bit of hand fighting there in the back end. Just look at everybody get out in front of him. Devontae Smith, 0. He's looking for a block. He's getting a piece. Tate Johnson getting a piece too. And Mason Heinschel, man, he's been under fire, under pressure, and he's having to throw into real small windows.
Love can't find anything at all, so he is tackled for a loss.
Well, and again, I'll say this Pitt defense, I feel like time and time again have been stepping up and making plays and try to keep them in it as we gear down to the end of the 3rd quarter. See Randy Bates there, the D coordinator for Pitt. Just how much more do they have in the tank physically and emotionally? Try and keep them in this game and keep this thing a 3-touchdown game.
They're down in 10 as Carr gets it complete to the star of the day among the wide receivers, Malachi Fields. Final seconds of this 3rd quarter winding down. Final minutes of this 3rd quarter were absolutely wild. The pick 6 by Biles, and then the defensive 2-point conversion by Notre Dame. And that is how Notre Dame arrives with a 30-9 lead over number 22 Pitt. Notre Dame looking to keep rolling towards the college football playoff as college football presented by Starbucks returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Alabama is getting ready to take on Oklahoma. Of course, you talk about a team like Notre Dame that's been on a hot streak. Alabama, 8 straight wins and the longest home winning streak in FBS at 17 games. And by the way, it's a 40-11 average score in those home games. Jeremiah Love, extra yardage as he drags McIntyre ahead.
It's incredible to see just how much more explosive Notre Dame's offense is this year. They've just got so many guys. It's Love and Price out of the backfield, Fields at receiver, Pauling Faison, even Eli Raridan. It just feel like they're a big play away. And Mike Denbrock's got a lot of tools in his toolbox and guys to get the football to. It's just a much more dynamic offense this season. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Love with 137 rushing yards today. As he takes it ahead for another 1st down for the Irish. College football playoff rankings are brought to you by Goodyear.
And Texas A&M right now has their hands full, trailing 30-24. Of course, Georgia and Texas are going to meet up. So a lot of action in the SEC today. could change this board and these rankings considerably before the day is over.
South Carolina got off to that big start against the undefeated Aggies, but Texas A&M has roared back. Love. He was met originally that time by Francis Brew.
Well, even that play there, I mean, that should just get stopped by Brew right there at the line of scrimmage, and somehow Love is able to duck under it and still make something out of nothing. They're more loaded at the skill positions, I think, this year on Notre Dame's offense than they have in years past.
Second and 11 as they'll go underneath to Love, and Love turns those shoulders upfield. It is dangerous as he trots his way to move the chains again.
Well, and a nice job by C.J. Carr just feeling the field open up right over the ball. You're going to get guys kind of bailing out. When he has that, he knows right now, I could just check this thing down, and I can do it quickly. I don't have to try to force the progression through my third receiver. A little bit of pressure coming off his right side. Just put it into the best football player on the field's hands and let him go to work.
15 more yards to his big day. And now here's Raridan, as Raridan waits for the block out in front, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds as Will Pauling was providing the block.
Well, we saw a play earlier in the game with Raridan tiptoeing down the sidelines, and I agree. I do think he's kind of stepped out here just on the boundary. Right there. Nice job with the play fake, just freezing linebackers and getting Raridan out into the open field.
Has that right foot on that one stride before the cutback to the right.
You see what running the ball effectively does for their play action game. It's been big for Raridan, I think, in this one, out on the perimeter.
Love muscles his way to the 10-yard line.
I think one thing we've seen, we talked about this in this game, is C.J. Carr just throwing catchable balls.
Yes.
He makes it really easy. On the last two throws, one on the check down to Love, and that last one to Raridan, he just makes it easy on guys who aren't receivers to reel it in, and puts it with great location, allows them to advance. There's some quarterbacks, every throw is the same speed. They don't have different pitches, but C.J. Carr's got some nice off-speed stuff, and he's showing it to you on this drive.
And he is absolutely beyond his years when it comes to his management and his sense out on the field. And there's an example as he goes to Fields, but he's run out of bounds, incomplete. But put it where only at least Fields was going to have a shot at it.
Yeah, and Fields is working against Rashad Battle that time outside, and he's got those long arms. Just put anything near him with that catch radius. He's trying to lead him down the field. He's not able to get a foot down after making that catch. It's just not an easy deal if you're Rashad Battle, but a good time battling that time for him. A tough one-on-one matchup.
It's 3rd down and 8 in a day that's been dominated by Notre Dame. Love straight ahead as he backs his way to the 5-yard line. You know, we were mentioning the total yardage day by Jeremiah Love and the struggles that Pitt had offensively. And now on this drive, you see Jeremiah Love actually has more total yards than Pitt's entire offense.
Yeah, Pitt's offense has struggled. Notre Dame's kicking situation is also struggling. I think that's why Marcus Freeman has his offense on the field here at 4th and 3. Remember, they got stuffed on the goal line earlier in this one.
Could actually make an argument there could be a confidence boost by allowing the field goal operation to go out there in a game like this and perform and execute. But instead, 4th and 3, they stay on the field. Carr's going to run it himself, and with that, he goes into the end zone for an Irish rushing touchdown.
Well, I think Mike Denbrock all season has done a pretty good job of sprinkling in some quarterback runs to keep defenses honest. We talked about Jeremiah Love running the ball, catching the ball. Watch this block right here. He's the lead blocker. He's got to get up at the second level, bang. Right into the safety, Kabir Bands-Marquez. The versatility, the ability to be a really good football player. Obviously when you have the ball, but also what are you doing when you don't have it? And he's willing and able to do all of it.
This has been quite the performance by Notre Dame in every way possible. Of course, still a big day of Notre Dame defense and the Pitt offense today is ABC College Football presented by Starbucks. A 37-9 score as Notre Dame has 364 total yards to Pitt's 146. Let's go to Kevin with an update on A&M.
Tess, how about this comeback in College Station? Down 27 at the half. Here comes Texas A&M, number 3 in the country. Marcel Reed, 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter alone.
Biggest difference in the game so far is Marcel Reed. He's taking his time in the pocket, and he's throwing strike after strike after strike. And never, ever say momentum isn't real, because the Aggies have it, and it's coming downhill.
That's E.J. Smith, Emmett's son, going in, and A&M out up by 1. Plenty of time still in the fourth quarter on ESPN.
They come all the way back and take the lead. These are the games here in November where you really define what your season is. As Goff takes it ahead. You know, Pitt this season, we brought this up earlier, this has been a good offense, especially under Heinzel. But then today against this Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, I mean, they're averaging 40 points a game. They've got only 9 today, and it's been stopping the run, good coverage, and getting pressure on the quarterback. And, Joe, that's part of the discussion and the debate in the committee room as to whether or not Notre Dame is a playoff team. It's not just the resume and what you've done, but they're shutting down a very explosive offense here today against Pitt.
Heinzel, he is taken down, sacked yet again, as Jason Onye brings down Mason Heinzel. That's 4 today, Jesse.
Yeah, and Onye is big and long at 6'5", 302, and he's able to just slice into the backfield here, beat the left tackle just in a bull rush and get to the QB. But keep in mind, we've seen this from Notre Dame before as well. They beat Arkansas, and no one pays attention to that because Arkansas hasn't won a game in the SEC. Their offense is explosive. Notre Dame held them to 13 points.
Right.
So when you talk eye test, it's very hard for anybody to say, offensively, defensively, this is not a playoff team.
Well, then there's that guy, one of the best players in the country. 2nd and 17 after the sack as Heinzel scrambling just to keep things alive, and with that decision he slides down near the 43-yard line.
Well, Notre Dame's doing a really nice job of simulating pressures. They're showing a 6-man rush and then dropping Bryce Young, the defensive end, out into coverage, and it's confusing them. So this offensive line, they're one guy short. We talk about all the times that they release people. Technically, Pitt should be able to pick that up because it's only a 5-man rush, but Chris Ash staying one step ahead. Zone pressures really confusing this O-line up front.
Third and 11. And it's going to be short of the line to gain as he connects with Poppy Williams.
It's crazy. I mean, Notre Dame's just making them earn every single yard, even on the completions of small windows. I got to say, that guy there, Devontae Smith, he's made a big impact. It's going to be key for them down the stretch and maybe through the playoff. He's got to stay healthy. He's made a lot of plays for them in the nickel. He's a guy with tons of experience. Again, Alabama transfer. He's played in big games, and they need his playmaking ability and his leadership.
So 0 for 11 on 3rd down. So now a 4th and 3. Can they convert here? Just to find any late momentum and positivity on this day. Heinzel, flag is down as he is being chased and then throws it incomplete. Viliamu Asa was chasing Mason Heinzel.
formation. That penalty is declined on the offense. It's the result of the play as they turn over one down. First down,
Notre Dame's ball with under 7 minutes to go.
That's the third time today they've had an illegal formation penalty, Joe. Everything going wrong for Pitt.
Step away. Come back as Notre Dame looks to put this away.
ABC College Football is presented by the Starbucks Coffee Company.
Notre Dame closing in on their 8th straight win since opening up 0-2. And this guy, John Mateer, is getting ready for T-Town, for Tuscaloosa, for Alabama. Of course, Oklahoma a year ago defeated Alabama 24-3 up in Norman. This is a very different situation that the Sooners are stepping into. That's coming up in moments right here on ABC. Notre Dame takes over here under 7 minutes to play. That ball was batted at the line of scrimmage. Well, the conversation about how you size up Notre Dame, Jesse.
Yeah, listen, they passed the eye test for me. Week 1 loss on the road by 3 points with your quarterback making his first start. Good loss. They had Texas A&M down. 4th and 11 with 19 seconds to go. They made a big play. Beat Arkansas by 43 points. A&M only beat them by 3. They beat Purdue by more points than Ohio State did. This team right here might play for an ACC championship. And by the way, too much drawing, but Navy right now up on USF, and they're in pole position right now to be the non-power 4 team to get into the playoff. I think when it's all said and done, the resume could look a whole lot better for Notre Dame.
Here's Carr keeping it himself. Katie?
Yeah, well, Tess, after Notre Dame opened the season with 2 losses, players said they were frustrated. They were upset, but not with one another. Drake Bowen said it could have been easy for people to turn on one another, to shut down, but that never happened. He said the group stayed together. We just ticked off wins and we got better. And now players say they're playing their best football at the right time. They're peaking at the right time. Bowen said he's really proud of the way this team not only handled the adversity, but got better from it.
Yeah, Bowen's a big part of that. Stepped up as a real great communicator as the season went along. Price on the carry here. I mean, Bowen is the guy who was in coverage against Nate Borkacher for Texas A&M with 13 seconds to go. That feels like it's years ago at this point.
There's a lot of conversations, Joe, that have to happen in that committee room. And we didn't even talk about the USC win. If USC beats Oregon next week, beat Iowa today, they're going to go to the playoffs. So there are a lot of quality wins. This strength of schedule, this is going to change, I think, dramatically for Notre Dame. To me, they passed the eye test. From a resume standpoint, I do think they are deserving, especially if they win out and keep playing like this. I agree with what Katie said. They're peaking, playing their best football at the perfect time.
And a timeout is going to be used by Pitt. We'll take a short break with them. Come back to Pittsburgh. Size up Notre Dame a little more for the postseason. Don't fall asleep on us. Well, you won't fall asleep if you're watching ABC, because we've got the SEC on ABC. Number 11 Oklahoma against number 4 Alabama. Then Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. Number 10 Texas taking on 5th-ranked Georgia. She's looking at you, Jesse.
I don't think she's looking at anybody. I think those eyes are closed.
Here's 4th and 3, and it is complete for a first down to Micah Gilbert, a freshman from Charlotte.
Nice pitch and catch, getting it out of C.J. Carr's hands quickly. Getting to stay on this field. We were talking about the receivers and all the plays they've been making in this play. Micah Gilbert, a freshman, also big target. Doing a nice job there winning a one-on-one.
So first down for Notre Dame as they're 3 of 4 on 4th down today. Jadarian Price, he is tackled for a loss this time. That's Rasheem Biles, who had the incredible pick 6 earlier in this half.
Yeah, obviously Pitt loses this game, but it has no standing on their ability to win an ACC championship. They're going to have to get refocused and spin ahead. 2 critical games, one on the road at Georgia Tech, ranked opponent, then at home against Miami. They're two big hurdles. So for Heinschel, for Pat Narduzzi, they've got to be able to watch the film, put this one behind them, and get ready to play their best football.
Came into today one of 5 ACC teams with 1 loss. Conference standings, all that matters as Faison makes the completion. Also, the lacrosse stars been well documented for Notre Dame national championship team. Coach Kevin Corrigan
leading them in catches and yards. It's amazing. Dual sport athlete, the impact he's had on this offense there. Also, really nice job location on that throw, taking a little bit off it by C.J. Carr, making it easier. Faison to make that catch.
Price on the carry on 3rd and 6. Well, we mentioned Jordan Faison moments ago as he had the catch, but this is amazing, the level of ability he has in both sports. The lacrosse team scoring a goal in the championship game, the win over Maryland, Notre Dame's 2nd consecutive national championship.
The ability to go behind his head like that. Top corner. Pretty incredible.
Here's another 4th down as Notre Dame has been more than ready to put this game away in these closing minutes. Carr in 4th and 5 as Malachi Fields. Let's see where they mark him here. They're going to be just short, so Pitt will take over with under 3 minutes to play. But it's been an amazing day for Malachi Fields, who's been targeted 10 times, 7 catches, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 amazing 35-yard catch.
Yeah, when you look at that group of receivers, to me, that's where Notre Dame's improved the most from a year ago. You know, for years watching them, it was run, 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 throw to the tight end. Not a lot of explosive plays in the passing game, but you go to the portal, you bring in Malachi Fields and Will Pauling, and you add that to Jordan Faison. And James Greathouse is still out with a thigh injury. He's a playmaker, and this receiving group, they're just so much more dynamic on the outside.
Eli Holstein comes in to close out this game as Goff is the running back for the Panthers, and he will take it ahead with a good run for Pitt. Holstein was the starter. Started off a year ago with a leg injury against Louisville. Missed the rest of that season. Came back this year, 11 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Of course, Heinschel took over. Up until today, he was 5-0 as the starter, and now Holstein will get the cleanup time here.
Got a Pitt player down on the ground.
That's Coretta, the starting left guard.
And, well, they're already down there starting left guard Keith Gouveia, who's out for the year with an injury against Louisville. Coretta was his backup, and these injuries now starting to pile up for Pitt, too. They're already down there starting left tackle. Jeff Percy, who was injured. Kendall Stanley's taking that spot over. And we just talked about the schedule, Joe, and what they have coming up here. Their next game at Georgia Tech. They need all hands on deck. Coretta's okay.
You know, it's these moments in a game like this, and you mentioned it. I mean, Pat Narduzzi mentioned it. Notre Dame can go out and beat us by 100 today, but what matters most are the next 2 weeks, and you hate to lose another offensive lineman.
Yeah, no question about it. This is the tough part, I think, if you're a coach, right? You're taking this game, you had such high expectations, wanting to make a statement and show everybody, and obviously things don't go your way if you're Pitt, but there's still so much to play for, an opportunity to reach the ACC championship and win it, and then depending on how things play out, get into the college football playoff. Remember, it's not guaranteed that if you win the ACC, you get in. You have to be one of the highest 5 ranked conference champions. And there is a scenario out there, a doomsday scenario, that if Duke were to win today and win out with 4 losses, they might actually not get in the playoff even if they win the ACC. So there's a lot of big time games in this conference each and every week. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, see how it plays out.
Being helped off.
Coretta's being helped off. He was one of the big surprises of the season, stepping up when the starter was out injured. A reminder that Oklahoma and Alabama are coming up right here at ABC, a matter of minutes, and that means Ty Simpson, Heisman frontrunners, back in action.
Yeah, Katie and I have seen him 4 times in person this year. So impressed with his ball location. Here finding Ryan Williams, freezing the safety in the middle of the field. putting it where only his guy can make the catch. Against Missouri down in the red zone, big 3rd and 13. The window here is going to be really small. You got to freeze the safety again. Isaiah Horton on the post route. Only one place this ball can go. Perfect location right out in front, and he's going to need that against statistically the best defense in the SEC today.
Holstein takes it ahead for just a yard. Tui Alamaka with the tackle. Coming up on the 2-minute timeout. Those Irish eyes have been smiling all day as Notre Dame is headed to win number 8 on the season. Well, it was quite the scene here with all the hype earlier today. College Game Day was out there. You had Coach Narduzzi with Serafino's Italian food on the set, chowing down. Everybody was hyped up to come on in and see if their Pitt Panthers could defeat a top 10 team. And Notre Dame put an end to that thought very early on. There was a 4th down sack on Pitt's opening drive, and then the spectacular 56-yard touchdown run by Jeremiah Love, the pick 6. And now in the closing moments here, Goff takes it ahead for Pitt with a decent run. And pick 6 by Notre Dame instantly in a span of 10 seconds. Tay Johnson brought it back, and it was 14-0 just off the bus.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Joe, you and I have called a lot of games here at Pitt before, way back in the day on our Thursday night. And I think there was a different energy to this game. In the crowd and all the former college and NFL Hall of Famers that were here, eager to see Pitt play. You got to give Notre Dame credit. They came into what they knew was going to be a tough environment, and they showed up and they showed out in all 3 phases of the game.
Holstein, as he gets it into space to Goff, as ball is out, and it harmlessly goes out of bounds.
The ball goes out of bounds, and because it went out of bounds, it's going to get spotted where it actually did go out of bounds. It's not where it actually happened.
So it'll be 3rd down from there here in the final minute coming up. There's Mason Heinschel. He's going to have a good career ahead of him. Today's one of those days that you just have to go through as a young quarterback, Jesse. At 18 years old, his 6th start.
Yeah, he's had so much success early in his career, too, starting 5-0, but it's not going to come easy, especially when you play in games of this caliber. First time Pitt's ever hosted a top 25 matchup in the college football playoff rankings, and I think he learned a lot of hard lessons today, but no question, Joe, he's a big bright spot for this offense moving forward.
Lucy Turner with the carry. Well, something extra at the end of that play is being cleaned up downfield. This is Notre Dame's largest road win against a ranked opponent since 1966. The top 10 USC back then. Here they are 37-9 against a ranked Pitt team. Fourth down. That could be a live ball right there, and they're saying no, incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 14, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So it's an automatic first down as Dallas Golden was who they flagged.
When Dallas Golden's got his hands up, he's wondering what he did wrong. He comes in clean. He kind of just like buckles down for a second. Now, you're not allowed to hit a quarterback in a passing posture below the knees, but it was right at the knees. Really hard for Golden, obviously, to slow down his momentum there, but they throw the flag.
So the penalty advances it to the Notre Dame 35.
It's all still ahead for Pitt, even with this kind of a day. Georgia Tech and Miami, the ACC is still up for grabs as Holstein's going to air it out to the end zone. And it's incomplete. As Tolich was the defensive back trying to make a play on that ball.
He's made a lot of plays today. He's made more and more plays as this season has gone on. I've just been so impressed with the depth Notre Dame has defensively. They've got so many guys on this defense, Joe, playmakers who are sophomores and freshmen, and it's amazing to see how well they're playing now. But you spin this thing ahead and you look at their roster, what they could be a year from now, it could be scary. Chris Ash has a chance, I think, to coach the best defense in college football in a year if they're able to stay healthy and bring all these guys back.
defense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And for Pitt, the struggles against top 10 ranked teams. You get these opportunity games, but if now with this loss, they've lost 7 straight against top 10 opponents. Back in 2017, Miami got up to number 2 in the country, and Pitt was able to come with that upset win. But here, Notre Dame was much the best.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 43, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Another roughing the passer.
Yeah, and another questionable roughing the passer, I think, too. I mean, Marcus Freeman's asking, what are we doing? I mean, just tell defenders to stop hitting quarterbacks, to stop touching them in the last drive. Coming through. I mean, yeah, I guess he kind of gets his right hand up in the helmet a little bit.
We mentioned that margin of victory, the point margin that Notre Dame has had during this win streak, as Holston is going to take another shot here in the closing moments of this game. But it's going to be an 8-game win streak now. And you add on this big margin of victory, and it's plus 201 point margin during that 8-game win streak. So it's not just, and you brought this up in terms of the eye test, it's not just that they're grabbing the wins, it's how they're looking and getting these wins.
And blowing people out and dominating them, and that's something I know the committee will look at too. But you also can't overstate just peaking at the right time, playing with confidence, being hot when you get into the playoff, whether you get a first-round bye or not. I think it's something that we kind of saw with Notre Dame a year ago as well, making that magic run through Indiana, Georgia, and Penn State into the national championship game. You just want to be playing your best football in the month of November, and for Marcus Freeman, they absolutely are.
Another year where Notre Dame gets hot late after a rocky start, and that's a sign of a good team, a good coach. Is how do you improve? How do you pivot? How do you adapt? And that has been the case with Notre Dame after the 0-2 start. And they'll just run things here with Turner. Take care of this clock. As Notre Dame has won 44 of its last 51 games against the ACC, as Pitt is going to use a timeout here.
Pat Narduzzi wants one more play, wants to give them one more opportunity to score points. He's going to stay aggressive, try to go out with a bang.
A game that included 2 pick-6 interception return touchdowns and a defensive 2-point conversion as well. That is how the day started with Tay Johnson with the pick-6. And then Biles, Jesse, and then just when Pitt finally got a little bit of momentum, Adon Schuler took it all the way.
It was an unbelievable sequence where Pitt gets called short of the end zone on 4th down. Notre Dame takes over, throws a pick-6, and then right away they take the 2-point conversion back for 2 points. You may never see that again in football.
Here's your 4th and 6 as we hit zeros. And after calling the timeout, Malachi Thomas gets a touchdown reception.
Just out of curiosity, what was the spread in this game?
12 and change.
Okay, so that has no impact. I was just wondering if people out west are watching this closely. That's exactly what Pat Narduzzi wanted, though.
Well, that's got to do with the next 2 weeks, right?
That's right.
Okay, listen, we got some...
And a good job by Holstein, too, battling all the way to the very end. Scrambling, fighting Malachi Thomas there to get into the end zone and going out on a high note, something to build off of if you're Pitt, no question. An impressive win for Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame.
Coming up next, it's Oklahoma and Alabama. For Katie and Jesse, I'm Joe Tessitore, asking you to enjoy the rest of your college football Saturday as we get you back to the College Football Scoreboard Studio. Kevin, take it away, my friend.